Couple hours left on a Friday afternoon as we head towards the weekend here. The market overall is still marching to the upside, led by the S&P 500 right now, 1.5% versus 0.77 right now for the NASDAQ. If you missed it this morning, it was all about the May non-farm payrolls number. Comes out at 8:30, comes out way higher than expected, 339,000 versus 190, 195 expected. Depending on where you were looking, but you can see 3 in a row here to the upside as far as these prints are concerned. If you remember earlier in the week, we got the JOLTS jobs listings number back on Wednesday that was also to the upside, and then the ADP print yesterday also to the upside. We were having that conversation about this time yesterday with Frank Caberna from IG over in Chicago, talking a little bit about the fact that all signs were kind of pointing to this coming. And then it was just a matter of how is the overall market going to respond to potentially a print coming way to the upside. And here's your answer. 1.5% for the S&P right now, shrugging off that number and then some. Overall, it was a tiny dip. When you look back now at 8:30, it was right here. When you look back at 8:30, the move that we had only got us back to essentially where the market closed yesterday. And then it's been nothing but upside ever since. So maybe, I mean, tons of jobs out there. Everyone gets a job. And if you don't like that one, there's probably another one there that you can switch to. And the market's finally taking that as a positive sign. So here's a very green S&P 500 sector board, 1.5% for the S&P. It's industrials right now. Top left corner here leading the way as far as gainers are concerned. That positive headline on 3M right when Sharif and Neil were on this morning at 11. A court case got settled in their favor, so the amount they're going to have to pay a little bit less than initially expected. Caterpillar here as well in that Chinese headline. China's going to put more resources and more money back into their building and housing market. So good news for CAT if they're going to start building new buildings, obviously. Financials, consumer discretionary, material stocks, even energy names back to the upside in a big way. These big movers down here, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Downside on that Amazon rumor this morning, Dish having a big day, 17% upside. But remember, Amazon comes out after the fact and says they're not talking to anyone as far as wireless is concerned. Typically, that means on Monday, we'll probably get a headline suggesting that they actually are talking to someone about wireless, but that remains to be seen. Let's get into a few things we were discussing if you were with us early on this morning. Ton to look at as far as earnings were concerned. Right across the board, it was a pretty impressive morning to start things off as well. I mean, we'll talk about Lulu here. It has been a bit of a tricky trade as far as the data or as far as the move was concerned out of the gate this morning, but overall, guys, maybe just comment on the market because, wow, it's been impressive right since that 8:30 print this morning.
I mean, it's weird. I feel like it's a bit weird because I think the first thing out of our mouths was, wow, that was a pretty big jobs number. I guess they're going to have to raise rates. And you saw the Fed funds tool kind of reiterate that, and it looked like it was going to be a pretty strong day and weekday potentially, but it's been the opposite. And it's been across the board strength. Now, I happen to have this chart up. That probably doesn't show you strength, but that's NVIDIA. Yeah, so it's been a strong day. This is the NASDAQ, and it's been holding the top end of the range. A lot of names have been strong. You saw that board. Everything was green except for like 3 communication names and a healthcare company that I've never heard of. So everything has been to the upside, a bit of an acceleration to the downside right now. I happen to be in an NVIDIA short because, quite frankly, I saw what happened at 95 because you were trading it, Sean. And then when I saw the same thing happen at 94, I was like, that reminds me of Apple at 180. It's just, I don't know, like, it just starts going sideways for a half an hour, and it's like, why wouldn't you just be shorted? Because it's trending down, so every stair step just get the short. Now, I think you could still see a bit at 391 where it was earlier, but overall, the market had been strong. It's still holding the top end of the range, could be rolling over. I have 2 shorts and still some Palantir from earlier, but yeah, it was a tricky one. And when Lululemon's concerned this morning, I thought the Alamo was 362. I was wrong about that because it decided to bounce off of 360. It was about 366. You can call it 365 if you want to round to it. But yeah, decent day in terms of holding gains on Lululemon. It failed breakout early. I just thought the dip buy was a little bit of a different place. So I'm disappointed in myself because I did want to try and grab a bottom on Lululemon. I'm not sure there's a trade here this afternoon because there's a big tech moving, and when big tech moves, we trade big tech.
Yeah, exactly. We're $3 right now.
Money.
It's the only thing moving.
We are now $3.30 in the money right now with NVIDIA as it is continuing to make the move to the downside right here. So yeah, we're pretty damn happy with it. So we're gonna go like this. Nope, that's the fruit salad one. So hold on a second. No, this one. No, both fruit salads. Probably not. But there's the fruit salad. We'll double check that for you. But right now, there goes NVIDIA cranking lower.
Mike.
Oh no. $3.50. Why doesn't anybody? Nobody catches that, eh?
I just.
All right. Right now, $3.50 in the money for NVIDIA to the downside as we keep on going down right now. This would be a big trade. We put this on with Max, I was going to say, with Sharif right there. We loaded it up again. There it goes to the downside. NVIDIA's cranking lower. Let's put a bid and get something out right there. So here we go. We're going to go diamond hands. I feel like for this one right now. As down goes NVIDIA, man. So that's good, man. We're all right here, ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
All right, let's talk some big tech right across the board. Pretty impressive as far as this move in the overall market is concerned. We were discussing a few different angles this morning. Apple with some positivity. There was Google with some positivity. Once again, going into what is to come next week. Remember, it's WWDC time all week long next week.
Yeah, and you know, this technically it's already selling the NASDAQ. June highs, we're talking about 14, 57 coming up. You're on the NDX, that's the so the group as a whole looking great right now.
Apple, guys, 0.1 right now ends up being a bit of a sideways, choppy trade overall today.
Yeah, you know, I definitely bungled Apple this morning looking for some bottoms in that particular name. Got in too early off the 80 level, and then when it came down to the 179.25, that's the one that's going to get me because it got down exactly to the price I wanted. I didn't get the long. This was it in the afternoon. 180 was obviously a wall, shorted it for about an hour, and the last push got to 25. That's why I like the 79.25, but I was in on the front end, and it didn't work out, got stopped out. When it finally started going to the upside, I did some scalping, mostly like flat trade there, was able to get one bounce off VWAP, then another flat trade, so didn't make it back from this morning. Maybe a small amount, but now we're really starting to accelerate to the downside here. And another one that, just because I happened to be in it, Amazon was another one I tried for the long. Breakout was good, then I started going dip buying, and that was not good. I started shorting it here off of VWAP. It's rolling off 125 here. I've already played it once to the half. Let's see if it wants to continue. I have a trailing stop on NVIDIA because it just broke that bottom end of the range. We'll see what can happen. This is the market breaking down outside of its range as we say big tech along. And all the ones that were long early, not so much anymore.
I just like NVIDIA breaking off that $400 mark. I mean, that's
dragging everything down.
Yeah, we want to drag that down, and here it comes down 1.5% and still going. So we'll just take $4 on that, and then we'll wait for a bit more. Sorry, that mic thing is my fault. My mic was muted and nothing to do with Proudly Beal over there. So all right, just that little bit of an update, and we're gonna go back now. Oh, here on a second. Let me see if this works. This is what I was trying to do before. Yes, it doesn't do any sounds.
You got to be able to hear it.
Like and subscribe today.
Yeah, so that's whack. So that's not fixed yet, but that's the Ola thing. We're trying to go Ola.
Yeah,
but it just does this. Like, it just shows her, whoa.
Ola, like and subscribe
Yeah,
today.
so that, maybe not tested out the greatest there, but it's a good try, and we'll try to get that back together. We'll get there. All right, Brenda, what's up?
Rundown brought to you by Options AI. Easy to use visual. Options AI is your new mobile co-pilot for anything from stocks to advanced option spreads. Zero commission stock and just $5 flat fee for options with no per contract fees, no matter the legs or size. Options AI turn great ideas into smarter trades. Bottom right corner there, guys, scan that QR code. Shout out to our friends over at Options AI. Let's talk about some Chinese ADRs because they were all gapping to the upside once again this morning, coming off some positivity finally as far as this debt ceiling bill is concerned. Gets through the Senate late last night. When that happened, the entire Chinese market went crazy to the upside. Big moves, about 4%, I think, when all was said and done today. But all the ADRs then pre-market to the upside as well.
Yeah, and the Hang Seng closed at its highest point in 3 months. So the Asian markets really like that. They also got a boost from, tempered expectations with respect to rate hikes that coming in this week. But yeah, good look there.
Tough trade though overall as far as Alibaba was concerned today, guys. Up, down, then not much of anything.
Up, down, round and round. That was Alibaba. Alibaba is pretty much the same thing as Amazon was for me. There was the initial breakout. Yeah, let's go. There's the break. It goes up 85 to 86. One shot, come back to the downside, try to retest it, and out. And that's pretty much my day in Alibaba. I didn't trade it after that. The low got put in much lower than I was anticipating, so I didn't really get a dip by that deep underneath 85. And I didn't do anything else with the stocks. I'm kind of happy that I didn't really try to overtrade it, but the breakouts, that's what the breakouts were like this morning. Like you had one shot, you got the open, and it was pretty good, and hopefully you captured the majority of the move, and then the reload was why you're reloading on the way back down, as usual. We're back underneath potentially 85 here. I think there's other names that are weaker for something like a flat bottom break. Oh, the other one that I was, I guess all morning, and I can probably cancel, I don't even know why. I'm still offering in front of 8 on NEO. There's no need for that anymore. It's down at 760. But yeah, the other one I was looking for NEO was a breakout at $8. I then shifted to all shorted it in front of $8 first. But it's also pulling back, still up 1.5%. And just a quick reminder, because maybe next week we'll get a continuation. This wicked underneath its 52-week low, hit 7 even, and then bounced. So as long as it's above 730, it could still be valid for a run to the 50 period up at 850. Just a bit of a pullback day. It'll be really interesting to see how it holds up this afternoon and then maybe next week early. If it can put up a higher low, hold that 730 to 750 area, and then make another push to the upside. Hopefully we're not testing 7 again. I don't think it'll be good the second time through. Yeah, but no trades for these names. I don't see either BABA or NEO at key levels that I want to trade this afternoon.
Okay, so I'm looking to go short Meta. I know we're talking Chinese names and we'll get that in a minute, but I'm going to go short Meta break through 273. Okay, so that's my Meta trade. And look at this. So Alibaba today, right? We talked about this name. You know, I do something called the sticky note. It comes out every morning and it's not bad, but it's okay. So right here, here's the Alibaba 84 long. 84 long on Alibaba. I wasn't even really paying attention to it, although we should have been. Look at where the bottom is today on Alibaba. 84.20. So I didn't even have a bid there, but that would have been a good trade. And that's all the way to the back of the upside, like Neil said. Huge move up, then the move down gives you that 84. We are too busy with other things now. It was 945. But again, should be focused on the names that we write down. Good move back to 85 and change. Would be pretty sweet to have that, but we don't. So we'll wait for 84 again. All right, so we're $4 now on NVIDIA. So what we did here was we just bought a little more Google here. We had first took a 25 break there. That was actually accidental. I thought I was on Amazon. We were not. And then we've averaged it back in there. This is why we have a better price, because it wasn't a lot of shares up there. But there it is. Average at 86, average down here at 75. Let's see if this works right now on Google against this bottom of 124.60. So we're going to try to get that again there, 124.60. But that's what I'm working with right now on Google. I know we're talking ADRs still, but just to give you guys an idea, I'm trying to get a little long here. The NASDAQ is bouncing. Whoops. The NASDAQ is trying to bounce off VWAP right here as well. So if that gets taken, I mean, we're going to take one more bid down here in the 60s. And then if that drops, then we're gone. So there it is. Meta right now, it's a new position alert. We're into the Meta short now through 273. We're just going to give this one back to our friend VWAP right here. And VWAP has been a friend of mine lately. 273.50, 273.60, something like that back here for Meta. 50 cents worth of risk. And hey, if it's a tank the rest of the afternoon, 50 cents is going to look like candy on this name. So let's go to this. I like the risk to reward right now. We're short here, under 273 for Meta. Let's see if it continues. But right now, 50 cents worth of risk. We'll probably average it in a little bit, but that's what I'm looking at right now on Meta.
Oh, no. All right, let's talk AI back to, I'm just noticing here, guys, session lows right now for C3 AI now down 11%. Just popped up on a volume scanner there. You can see through day lows, maybe some stops getting taken out. There wasn't much in the way of headlines for this morning, just coming off that earnings report and forecast. And there was, remember, a short seller report that came along with that. So it's been a busy week, obviously, for C3 AI, but wow, down 10 again today.
Yeah, the report wasn't as great. Not as much demand as we expected for Q2 with respect to guidance. I just want to mention quickly that I use the options.ai website to figure out what the expected volatility is for earnings plays, and they're excellent for that. So shout out to them, and I've used you before.
Options.ai, check them out, guys. Scan that QR code. 10.6% here, guys. Heavy volume coming back in. We're almost back to that pre-market low, essentially, from yesterday.
Okay. I just keep moving my trail on NVIDIA here. A couple of things. I actually like
$5.
I like Coinbase for a rollover pretty soon, but C3 AI, it just bounced off of, oh, I was distracted there. My goodness, that was fast on C3 AI. It just got down to 30.5. That was this low. So, I mean, not quite to that, not quite to 30 even, but it's pretty darn close to that support level on C3 AI. I do think this is where it has a chance to make a little bit of a bounce. Missed out on a short opportunity because I like the short at 35, 36. I mean, obviously it never got up there. That's a dark pool wick. You never saw it get up to that price today. So it didn't set me up, and so I didn't get the trade, unfortunately. It is what it is. You got to live with it sometimes. But I wanted to quickly mention Coin has been doing this, a little bit of a stair step the last couple of days after strong starts, pulling back. If this cannot hold on to 63 and a half area, I'm going to be looking for the short when it breaks this consolidation to the downside on Coinbase. If the market wants to roll over, this is usually a name I like under those circumstances. It hasn't happened yet. I mean, it's a little bit away from breaking, but not too far, and I wanted to get alert to Coinbase in case it makes that push.
This
Oh, I just got trailed out.
Oh, you're out of NVIDIA. Yeah, we're going to stay in that one. I'm wondering if we are being a little dangerous here trading Google. I mean, because we're talking AI, trading Google and Meta at the same time in opposite directions. So I just want to note that to myself. So we're just going to getting out some now on Google, and we'll wait. If we get that good bottom there for Google at 60, then we'll take it, and then we'll get out once it breaches 50. I'm just making sure I have all the orders out properly right now. So yeah, because I don't, look, if the market rips up and I get out of Google, fine. But right now, like I just said, we're $4, $5 in the money now on NVIDIA. As hopefully that can continue to make a move to the downside right now. I'm not getting out of NVIDIA until it goes all the way back or something like that. Maybe the 50 period here. I don't know. I just want to be short this name, obviously, into the close. It's my #1 stock, and we just put this on about an hour ago. So far, so good on that trade. I don't have any C3 AI today at all. Neil just sort of went over it. I still think $30 could be a good little bottom there, and you're coming into it again. This is where we went long yesterday, so there's a good possibility for that to hold. There's our yesterday bottom of C3 AI. We had that bottom and ripped up to the upside. So I'm thinking now about trying to get net short. I mean, that's why I'm getting out of Google and everything. So yeah, let's just wait to see. I know you got out of that, and I wonder if that's going to be. I wonder if you didn't.
I got out because
I know you trailed, but
that's also where I started.
Such a big move.
I started the long on NVIDIA this morning at that same area. When it bounced off 391, that's when I went long.
Right.
And then it just got there again. Sometimes you look at that, it's my style. I usually tend to have targets a lot of times, and maybe it's the wrong thing. It gets to that price, I put a trailing stop in. I don't know. That's just me.
No, that's fine. I think it might be.
I don't like it enough to go long. It's
220 right now. I mean, there's still so much time left. It's just that the market is just, and the reason why we're doing this right now, we'll talk about Tesla in a minute, but it's just the market's at VWAP right now. We've already bounced off of it once. We bounced off of it here to the downside. We took it, we ripped, we bounced, and right now we're right here. I'd feel I mean, obviously, if you're going to, whoopsies, what's this, an ellipse? Okay, get out of, oh no, is that the Fibonacci's? I don't want to get rid of those. If we take this, that's a completely different story. So we are getting short a little ahead of VWAP right now, which is giving me a little bit pause for concern. So that's why I'm not telling you guys this is, something that I'm super, super happy with. I mean, if Meta can continue to move down, that's great. I mean, we're flat on this. It hasn't really gone against us. So we'll wait to see. I'm putting a bid for 10% at 75 to see if we can capture 25 cents, because this move went 20 cents against us. So we'll see if we can get out 10%, and then obviously we have something out at 50 cents to get it 1-to-1, and then after that we roll. So right now, let's see what happens with Meta to the downside, and I'm gonna probably get out of some more Google, especially if it pops here, just because. I'd rather be short than long right now, but this could backfire. Let's watch the market at these key levels. Off over to Tesla, and let's go find out what's going on with that name.
Oh man. What a move Tesla had out of the gate this morning. It did kind of fade that with the overall market, but we've seen so much strength across the board in not only Tesla, but the NASDAQ in general, as we've been talking about throughout the week here, back below 215, which was that last little pit stop on the way to day highs, double top at the top as well, 3.5%. A couple of minor headlines, really. I mean, there was that China note this morning. China is going to extend some tax exemptions for new energy vehicles, they call them, because they include hybrids and hydrogen vehicles and things like that. And then this Inflation Reduction Act, Bloomberg with this report this morning, suggesting that Tesla and Panasonic poised to receive about $1.8 billion in incentives from that alone. So nothing in the way of serious news today for Tesla.
No, and we saw the informal American contingent in China with Jamie Dimon and Elon Musk, both there this week. Elon meeting with several high-end government figures in, I believe, the Commerce Ministry as well as the Industry Ministry. And so, you know, it was discussed to extend these type of incentives because they do artificially spur demand. So just one thing to note here.
Just double checking, 11% on the week now for Tesla. So pretty good week.
Is that all?
What?
And that ain't nothing.
Can you find out if there's anything on Microsoft right now?
It's flying.
You know, it might just be the market here, because Microsoft's now $1 in the money. Like, I was just looking over, like, what? Because we were just down here near VWAP, and I was looking at it, and I actually put a stop order to get out right there, and then Microsoft just go boom. But I'm noticing that the market's also flying. So the fact that Microsoft's going up $1 right now and Meta is flat leads me to believe that we have a good trade here with Meta. So let's let this continue to go. I'm going to get out of Microsoft if we take back 335 or so. Nice move up right to the top again. Let's hold this until 335, but we got another $1 in the money right now. So we talked about this, man. $4 in the money was $4 in the money on NVIDIA. I told you that out was probably decent right there for NVIDIA, but there goes Microsoft right up to the top side. Maybe we just get out of this and watch it, but I'm going to take it. If it breaks 335, just an update on Microsoft position. I don't have Tesla today. Did you trade it?
So I'm actually mad because that little turn in the market was exactly where I started long in Tesla today. It just turned at 214. That's where I started into the long. We were scalping it. We kept on taking each incremental dollar, the 14 and then the 15. It stalled out at 216 and a half, 217. I did not short 217. We talked about this on the midday show, and I was like, ooh, it looks pretty good, and I didn't pull the trigger. It looks pretty good, didn't pull the trigger. Looks pretty good. I did not pull the trigger. I bought a dip once and kind of got out close to flat. But I think that 14 is the place to jump off. You can already see it starting to go. I did not see anything. I was just checking Twitter to see if I could find anything on Microsoft. I didn't see anything.
No, it's the market's going.
Yeah, it could just be that the market bounced off a support level. And when we did, right, previous resistance, that's NASDAQ, there's NASDAQ, and then bouncing off that same level again. So things starting to fly once again. I have to watch out for my Amazon short because that needs to hold 125. And I am still in Palantir from this morning, but that's from this morning. I have not had a reload in Palantir. Although oddly enough, only because I think we're done the rundown now.
All right, see you, dude.
But yeah, I'm looking at this Palantir, and it's like, okay, well, if it wants to really hold this higher low, I suppose I should be taking a look at the 45 level. The money has been at 14.20 for the last week, and I think that's where the bid. You wanted to pick the bid up there, but this is more of a morning trade that I just held on the last 10% of. I think the re-entry would have to be if we can be holding 1445, 1450 looks pretty solid to me. But that Tesla, I really should have been long at that 214. I just noticed that now. I got out of NVIDIA, put that level 2 in chart back over to Tesla, and was like, crap, I just missed an opportunity in Tesla off 214. I'll try to buy that dip again. As long as the futures hold this range, you want anything that's giving you a good long entry point at the bottom if you think it's strong. Tesla's in that category. The futures want to hold the higher end of the range, and Tesla wants to hold that 214 breakout, then I want to be going with that until proven otherwise.
395. Yeah, I was just looking at this again on NVIDIA. Oh, yeah, so about that. You're going to see right now Meta just trying to get some more short, but we were unable to do that right there because we were trying at what? Oh no, I don't have an offer there to. No, I do not. Okay, oh that's strange. I thought I did. Okay, so we're going to try to get a little bit more short there on Meta right about here. We talked about going a little bit against ourselves with this trade. Well, I just put it at 25 anyway, so maybe it will come upside right now. The market's now going, and remember we talked about bouncing off VWAP? Well, I mean, exactly what happened there in the market, so no surprise there. And then that's no surprise to what's happening in this market. And we took advantage of it a little bit, right? Because there goes Google as well, upside on that one. So we got out, but we're still holding it. There you go, getting some out at 125. So again, this is still a positive trade because of what our average price was, but still, start it, finish it. It's kind of just a V shape there, nothing special on that one. But yeah, now you can see all the positions. Palantir's been a good one. Amazon, obviously, we like that name. And here we go. Now the market can kind of fade back in just a little bit. Oh, now that hurts. Meta just went to 20 and we were at 25. So it would be nice to have that reload in there, but we do not have it right now. We got Brendan with some news.
Bloomberg reporting, guys, that Microsoft is in discussions with UK regulators over this Activision deal. So that could be part of the reason. So it didn't actually say who from Microsoft, but Microsoft execs in talks with some UK regulators over the Activision deal.
Right. Okay.
I may or may not, because Activision broke out at exactly $80. So if it actually goes back down and gets fills close to 80, I might start going long. The last time there was something like this and it was an even dollar, I think it was like 75 or something. Like the whole afternoon, you could just go long off 75. It was like 25 to 50 cents. So I might try something like that. If I see this get back down to 80, I'm just going to get a level 2 up on Activision. That's good for I guess it's good for Microsoft, but obviously that deal closing is a much bigger deal for ACVI than it is for Microsoft from a price perspective. It's a $95 deal. So if they get it done, even if you like the synergy for Microsoft, that's a hell of a lot better. Microsoft's not going up 15% if they get the deal done. Activision obviously will go up 15% if they get it done. So I'll look to see if we can catch a dip buy on it if it holds 80 even. Outside of that, probably a nothing burger. Microsoft was going up because the market went up, but probably nothing burger in general.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. But we don't have a nothing burger right now. We have a Ola trade right now. As we're going here on Meta, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's probably giving people problems. Let's just go to the downside right now for Meta. We get that fill. We talked about that. Now we'll wait to see if we get a 50-cent fill. But you know what? Whether or not 50 Cent is touring again, shout out to Brad. We're going to take this out right now. There we go. We're not taking it out. We just took a piece at 60. Now let's take a piece at 50. Again, another one for you here on the afternoon show. We gave you some bangers on the midday, including $4 winner on NVIDIA on the midday. We're giving this to you right now. It's a 50-cent winner on Meta. So take this opportunity to hit the like and the subscribe button. I'm going to do an early look because we always look and it's like 600. Let's see if we can get this going a little bit more, man. 4,000 watching, 241 likes. If there's anything we can do better, please let us know, because I feel like if you're watching this show, you're already tuned into the best show, and we don't really ask for likes, and if we do, it's Katrine that's doing it. So hopefully you guys can hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and let's get this party started. I'd like to see over 1,000 likes in about 20 minutes or less. If everyone could just hit the like button, we'll get there immediately. Microsoft on that news. Again, nothing. To me, it's probably nothing to do with that move, but it's continuing now. So now it's a little different because now we're starting to break out the top. This is, again, the only trade that we have here. Averaged in, boom to the upside right now. Put this on right as we left you guys on the first show. And there goes Microsoft trying to take out new highs again today. That's 337, but we're just busted through the intraday high, sort of. I'm not going to count the first 5 minutes any day pretty much anymore. But that's 335.25. That's our new out. So that's our new out right here, 335.25. I don't even want to give back any money on this one. Obviously, we were looking at 335 break, but right there, right into here, I'm not even going to worry about these wicks too much. I'm just going to give it to right here. We always trade the quarters, so let's trade the quarters again. This is another big win here for us. It's $1.25. In total, we have $5 in the blotter right now. $3.50 on NVIDIA, $1.50 right now on Microsoft. So yeah, you're rocking right now. Hopefully you guys, there we go, already 600 likes. Thank you so much for the triple up. Let's get a couple more. Let's go Softy. Here we go, man. We're ringing registers all over the damn place today. And that's another one for Microsoft. So nice little upside move continuing here on Mr. Softy, my favorite name.
You know you gotta like Softy when it's making those moves. And by the way, Reliable Rudy made a good point. I was just commenting about the deal for ATVI. If the deal doesn't go through, then you can have any opinion you want on the stock. You could think it's worth $120. I have no idea. I'm not going to look into their financials or any stuff like that. Like I'm not an expert on them. The deal just happens to be at 95 bucks. I'm trying to get a rollover here. We got 10 cents, and we get our breakdown in Coinbase, and then here comes Amazon. I thought we'd get up to 125. On that last little push to the upside, we could reload that. Now I want to try the lower high as well. I think this one's going to break down. You're underneath VWAP. You did get all the way to 124 before. If the market is going to break down, I like anything that's under VWAP for relative weakness. And I might step up on ATVI into the 20s as strong as that looks. Like Microsoft's still going. It might be worth it to try the longs a little bit in front of that 80 level. You might see that one coming in there. And Reliable Rudy's throwing in like fundamentals on ATVI there. I like it. I don't mind getting educated up. The thing is, if you think ATVI is undervalued that much right now, and if the deal goes through, you're getting 15%. I mean, if I really believe that, I'd already have bought calls on it, but I haven't done my research on that one, so I'm just looking at the deal. I want this short in Amazon. We'll get Coinbase only if it sets up, and I'm looking for re-entry into NVIDIA here. The last time it got to this level, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It broke down from this level and got to the low of the day. I trailed out of it. It just bounced back up. Ignore this wick. It got to 393 and then turned back to the downside. So I'm going to look to play off the 393 for reentry. It was 95, then 94, then 93. That's not very creative. It's just what the stock happens to be doing right now. So I'll look to see if I can get that short off of 93 and then rinse and repeat to the downside. Tesla remains, I think, a bull stock as it's still going. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to get off VWAP there. If it comes to the downside, I'll try to take it on a bounce instead of standing out in front of it and see what happens. I mean, I should have just punched long ATVI. Now it's starting to go. I'm not even going to get a dip buy in that one, I promise you. It just kind of sucks. I should have just punched in knowing 80 support was down there because it's already going to head to 80.50.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. I was looking at Meta. We're right back to this level, and I'm waiting for 25s again.
NVIDIA just came back, too.
That's a little silly. Let's just take some now. Oh, there it goes. We just got some right there. So what price did we get? Okay, 20s. All right, and we're just putting back some of the shares that we gave up already. We still would like to try this again. You know, the market bounced pretty clean there off that level. We talked about that down there, the futures. And of course, if the futures are going to do that, then yeah, it is going to be a tough slay here for Meta. That's why we took some out. We got some out at 78, and then we got some out at 60, 61, or 62 right there. So look at it starting to go back up to the upside right now is Meta. And yeah, it's looking like we'll probably get stopped out. The market's strong. The market bounced off this. And this is what we're talking about. As much as we, you know, celebrate some of the wins here in the market, I don't have a problem, you know, I don't have a problem. That's Meta. Don't have a problem talking about, you know, losing and why we're losing on some of these trades. And that's right there. So probably should have understood that that was happening, the break, and then just gotten out. But we didn't, and that's definitely a mistake trade there. So yeah, not too proud about anything there with this Meta trade. But I was pretty happy to put it on. And you know, if it gets stopped out above 50, it gets stopped out above 50. We do have a reloaded position, and we're short here at 15s. So it'll be a 45-cent hit. We've already taken 45 cents on this, but now we have more shares because we've averaged in. So this will be an L on the board if it does break through 50s. We're giving it a little bit more than that into the 60s, but it looks like this one will be an L here on Meta, especially if this market obviously continues to make moves higher here. So we'll have to watch out for Meta. Looks like it'll be an L on that. Microsoft's obviously a dub, and then here goes Google as well, trying to get back above 125. But I'm just going to try to monitor this Meta, and yeah, it's looking worse and worse by the minute here as it continues to go back up to the upside. You know, trading short some of these tech names has been disastrous over the last couple of days. And now here I go again, trying to see about a short into the close.
Yeah,
We'll see.
They have been challenging. I know, man, but it's because what always happens is like you're at these highs in the futures, and when it doesn't break the high, anything that's setting up with a resistance level or trending down, you want to try to grab. As I say that, like I just got back into NVIDIA, so NVIDIA, look, it just printed me to be able to get the bit of this range in here in NVIDIA, but that was 5 cents away from stopping me out. Like I had a tight stop because I have a lower high that wasn't as established as before. Like it was really established at 94. It was really established at 95 when it was trading off that level. This one, it kind of got there. I didn't feel like it was as good of a move. And even then, you're only looking at initial like 50-cent move to the downside. I took that. I'll take the buck if it wants to give it to me because this market's at the top end of the range, not the bottom end of the range. So I want to be careful shorting this close to the low of the day when the market's trying to break out. NVIDIA has been relatively weak. That has that in its back pocket, I suppose, but I'm still a little bit concerned with it. Yeah, it just spiked up again. I just got the reload into Amazon as well. So all of a sudden this comes in on the lower high. I'm a little bit farther away from VWAP, so being conservative with it will make some sense. Like, you got to be absolutely kidding me, ATVI. Like, what is even going? So this is.
What do you mean, what's going on?
So no, I was waiting for 80s, right? Then I'm like, I should just get long. So I bid 820. I'm like, let me get a fill here. It was like at 21s. It goes up. I'm like, let me bid 26 when it gets up there. I get nothing. And then it breaks 35. I'm like, let me just get some at 35. Now it's all the way at 42. And I still have all these bids. I'm not even going to get a fill. And this is sort of the problem, is I'm not punching into the stock. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing the spread and I'm just bidding it, and then it's going up, and then it goes higher, and then I bid it and it goes up, and I'm not actually. If I just punched in at any one of those moments, like you'd already be in the money. But this sucks. I'm not going to chase it this far. I'm just going to have to wait for it to pull back. And when I'm talking about the spread, paying the spread, this is Palantir for some reason. All I mean is instead of like making 46 or hitting 47, I'm sitting on the bid at 45. Trying to get a fill, and that's being passive instead of being aggressive. And quite frankly, like there's a limit to how far you should chase, because what'll happen is you do that, and then the algos decide, hey, let's give the fills to everybody that's been bidding it up, and then it'll come back down. So I'll wait for it to come back down and then try that long. But I should have been just crossing the spread and punching in. Like it just went 25 cents, and I wouldn't have paid the spread of 2 cents to get in.
Oh man. It's a really good thing. I love the market, and because it's frustrating sometimes. That is for sure. As we go, but I mean, if we didn't love it, we wouldn't be here. Oh, did I elbow him down again? We're just used to having one guy.
You're kicking the crap out of this guy.
Yeah, I am. Not on purpose. All right, so we got stopped out of Meta, obviously, there on that move up. I mean, it was a big move. It broke through 50. We got out right there, so it was okay. Then we reshorted it, and now I just took 30 cents on the other side of that trade. But just frustrating there for Meta. I still feel like it's only down. It's only up 0.36. And we do have a level now of this 274.70, but I don't want to be trading recklessly right now because it's not getting near the end of the day, but it's still not a lot of volume in this market. So what happened to me right there can easily happen again. Like we could just run to the highs and take everything out, and almost for no reason. Like if this market really wants to go, I look at a name like Apple that's doing absolutely nothing right now here, and I look at that sort of as like a bellwether, and it's not doing anything. Microsoft is going up. We know the reason for. I mean, this is the thing. Like $1.70 in the money now for Microsoft. Let's even fix our stop right now on that, because we're long from here, and now we're here. So this is going to be a good one there. That's 50. So 235.50. Let's just put our stop there right now so we can make sure that we do capture a certain amount of profit on this one. We were putting it down here to 25. Let's just keep upping it as the teal goes upside. This is a 21 period moving average on a 1 minute chart. So 335.50, we're going to adjust our stop. So we got to cancel our first one. Then we got to go like that and put in the price. 3. I almost said 235. See, we trade too many names. Like I'm in 4 names right now. Okay, so
similar prices.
Now we're really ripping. So I'm going to go 335.74. 50 cents. I mean, this is now NVIDIA's $2.50 in the money. Microsoft is $2 in the money. Plus Meta is now 25 cents in the money. So that's $2.50 plus $2. That's $4.50 plus 25 cents. It's $4.75 plus another 22 cents on Google right now. So we're $4.90 right now net in the money on all of our positions currently that we're currently sitting in. So I got to do some management here. And we're going to do that right now with Meta because I don't know if this is going to go down any further. So let's take one more piece here at 58 if we can. Take some more profit on this, 30 cents, after taking an L on Meta. I'm down on Meta off that trade. This is my only one trade. I have all day on Meta, one. There it is, short and out, short, out. Boom, back in. Now let's see if we get a fill back down here at 58, and then we'll just go from there. But right now, Meta, yeah, being very, very cautious with this one against that day's high.
So someone just asked in the chat again, why the heck is Microsoft ripping? It could be in reaction to this news with the ATVI that they're trying to get around. It's the UK regulators that put the Huadunk on it. The European regulators were good with it. That might actually help when they have their appeal, and then the US still has to approve it. So that's why it's possibly up. I got the reload into NVIDIA here. Actually, it took a bit of a double tap because I was able to get some for 50 cents. Now I'm on the bid. Give me the fill, give me the fill, give me the fill. Gimme always gets. Don't you know your manners yet? That's what we'll do. We'll re-register on this one again. But there was someone asked a question, do I use stop limit orders to get into position? You only use a stop limit to get in if you're taking a breakout. Everything else, like you'll see, like if I put an order, so I'm going to put a bid at the low of the day so it doesn't fill. Like I'll just bid and put a limit order to get out. Like this would be me bidding 391.22. 22 is my second favorite number. That's why you see it a lot. 42 is my favorite. But yeah, so just limit order. Stop limit order would mean if I wanted to go long on a break of 393, I might use a stop limit order to get a breakout. But otherwise, we're just putting, I mean, typically, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but usually we're using just limit orders. You'll see us place a bid or an offer, and that's what we're talking about. ATVI, if it pulls back, I'll trade it. If it doesn't, forget about it. I still have yet to get into Tesla because Tesla has yet to dip. I mean, it dipped and I missed that one, but it's still hanging out here. Every time it gets to 216, see what happened last time? It just sat there for a while, then dumped to 214. So either it dumps to 214 to give the long, or the market takes out the high and we're looking for the break of the high of the day maybe on Tesla. Otherwise, I don't want to necessarily, I could guess which direction it's going to go from here, but I have no idea. So we'll hold on to the shorts that we have. I did get the reload in Amazon, not Alphabet, but it has yet to really move. It's come back in about 15 cents in the money, but that's not a lot. I'm trying to get down here 124.50 for the next out. Palantir hasn't really set up anything just yet. And then that Coinbase did not break down VWAP. It actually bounced off VWAP. So I can put that one on the back burner because Coinbase is looking pretty strong this afternoon, believe it or not. And I would rather short it, so I guess I won't be trading it.
Yeah, I was looking at Coinbase earlier as well, thinking about that one had a good possibility but then I'm not looking at crypto.
Bitcoin.
So yeah,
it's sideways, man.
Kind of got to do some of that right now. Okay, I want to alert everybody to a possible trade again here. I know you just reloaded NVIDIA. Obviously, we like that trade. AMD, we were long. That was a mistake, Phil. Obviously, whenever you see me get in and out right there, it's probably because I did what I did on Microsoft, like put the wrong order out somewhere. So we get in and out right there. But I like this break of the day low right now, 117.84. I mean, you're starting to go to the downside. I mean, you could get in now against this, but let's just see. Let's make sure that it's going to go the right way. Look at the 50 period right here being absorbed. That's nice. You know what? I mean, I can put an order right now. First of all, Google right now is back up to 125. Let's just put an offer there, see if we can get out, because we just broke through 125.06, and now it doesn't seem like we want to go, so let's watch that. We did get our Meta fill. Now it's starting to come down. I don't have any more bids on Meta whatsoever until we at least get back to here, man. I want to see this thing break. I'm going to put, actually, now that I see this, I'm going to put one down here at 273 flat or so. When I say that, it'll be like 7s, 8s, 9s, something like that. Let's see if we get a move down here on Meta. We've already sort of not mistakenly, but we had too many shares. We got out, we put more on, etc. That's my bad. Hopefully we can get Meta back into the books here very, very soon. But let's try that on AMD. Let's try a short. We're $4. We talked about that. We already have that NVIDIA trade. And did we get that? No, we did not get that Google out. So I'm going to try to get it out now at 96 instead of 97. But AMD, again, 50 period, look at it. I mean, for new traders that are here, this is the 50 period. This is the 21. This is just a 1 minute chart. VWAP, of course, doesn't matter what chart you're on for VWAP. Should always be the same price. But when you're doing moving averages, of course, going to be different on different time frames. This is the 200 period. You know, I like that for like if you're going long, where can we retrace back to? So VWAP or the 200 period is great. But then to try to find support on some sort of a momentum play or something like that, some trending, I used the 50 period moving average. Would have worked geniusly right there. Did we just get a fill on something right there? Oh, we got Google 96. Okay, good. And then anyways, so I'm going to try to use that right now. We just poked our head above it. So let's put an order around, this is 25. Let's put an order around 25 for AMD just to see if it goes back up to that level. And then we'll take that short and then we'll work after it. We'll look after it after that. So if we get a short into that, that'll be fine. We'll probably hold that until about 50s. If I ever get a position against me, and it's like around here, we'll try to give it a little bit of room, right? So that's what that is. So we'll take a 25 into 50 because 118 is the bottom. So we're short at 25. If we can get it back to 118, we're bounced off. That's 1-to-1. So we'll take that. That's how we try to figure out our outs. So that's what we'll do right now with AMD. Try to get a short around here, and then also a short if we break this bottom in case one comes before the other.
Speaking of AMD, transition to the fact that, okay, so went 93, back to 92, and then back to 93 on NVIDIA. So we're right back to square one, and it's not really taking very long. It looks a little bit more bullish here. So what I'm about to say is I do not want to reload this another time. Like, you have two big volume candles in the last hour, and these are them. That's the two biggest volume candles to the downside, including the one that trailed me out. You now have a higher low, so we're able to eke out that win, and now it's breaking out. To me, that's not a reload spot. If there's going to be enough weakness in the name, I want it to show it to me at 94, 95, or reestablish down here without the market rushing toward the high of the day, because the NASDAQ's trying to get 14.6 again, and the ES is literally breaking the high right now. So I'm going to step away from that short in NVIDIA, tight stop in there. I still have Amazon because it hasn't broken resistance on me, but I just noticed something because someone put it in the chat that Lucid was starting to move. And this is a weird one. Look, they had the offering, so that's why it's probably doing some of this barcoding. Anytime a stock has a range like this for this long, I'm interested if it breaks out. And it broke out after 2 hours, holding a 3-cent range. It just broke up and came right back down. There is... I actually forget which index it is now. I looked at it earlier, but there is like a net buy imbalance anticipated because it's being upweighted in one of the indexes. So I would be watching out for Lucid at the end of the day here just a little bit. But if it starts to really hold above 655 and go, more interesting. But it just broke out and then immediately came right back in. So I'm going to call it a bit of a nothing burger there for Lucid. Luis Lugo just said, Baba is a good short. It's going down. The problem with Chinese ADRs in the afternoon is that, and why am I missing, that's a little weird. Okay, Baba did not halt for an hour in the middle of the day. I'm sure that will hold up at some point. I don't know, just every now and then when I log in over there and then come back over here, weird stuff happens in my chart. And it's trending to the downside, but see how slowly it's moving? That is a symptom of Chinese ADRs in the afternoon. But that is a good trend since it broke 85. If I could find myself an out that isn't the even, because I don't want to risk 50 pennies on this right now, yeah, I might think about joining this, but it would have to give me some kind of a reason to short it in front of VWAP. This is a little bit too far away. So good luck that you've got it, I suppose, running away from VWAP here. I just don't see an entry point. All I got's Amazon. Tesla does not want to budge. That's ridiculous. Look, there's no way Tesla's just going to sit here all day. Like, either we break up and start looking for that long, or I don't know, maybe it gets into VWAP, but this is now insane. Like, it's been sitting here in a 30-cent range for at least like 25 minutes now, 20 minutes now, and I'm just waiting for the move so I can do something about it, and it doesn't want to move. So I'm out of NVIDIA, looking for a reload at 25 on Amazon, and to me, no trade is a position because you can be patient. Upstart I see in the chat there, that's back at 30. But 30's already been up and down. That's not really doing anything to me. I don't want to force anything. I don't see any small cap names moving. Yes, ATVI continues to go up without me. Oh, whatever. I should really just think, like, where can I get into this thing more aggressively? I don't want to chase the top of the move, but this is now trending to the upside. And I don't think it's going to go all that far, but until it gets to 81, you know, there could be some entries in here. Usually I like playing consolidations on something like this, but it's starting to get away from any reasonable levels to trade it.
All right, news just coming there that, again, AT&T just kind of confirming that they're not interested in any sort of a deal with Amazon. So, I mean, it's not really moving Amazon. Whether or not this moves AT&T, let's just go. See, you type in T, it doesn't come up. NY right there. So let's just see what happens with AT&T. Right now, what just happened? Nothing again. Okay, good. AT&T, so a little bit of movement there up. But, I mean, again, this name has been pretty beat down. You know, there's been a lot of pension funds and everything in this name as they try to restructure and everything for AT&T has been pretty beat down to the downside. You can see Verizon Wireless as well, but we've been down here before for AT&T. So nice move back up to 20 and then a fade out one more time there. So I don't know, again, much about it. The U.S. Telecom, me and Sharif had to talk about that on the midday, but there goes AT&T right now to the downside on the daily. But what's it doing here? We got a bad wick right there. It's just kind of not doing much right there for now. Okay, here we go. So there's AMD. We talked about where our first take would be. We're short here at 22s. We talked about taking something near O's. So if it does pull back down in, we'll have this on our board as well right now for AMD back in. So that's going to be a trade. Hopefully, come on now. Now we've got 15 cents, but we need a little bit more. Hopefully this can pull back into O's. Give us these fills like we talked about there for AMD. Hopefully that will work for us. Oh, targeted out. You might have just saw me tweet this out. I said, when moon, Microsoft? And then I just kind of just jokingly, because it seems like it's mooning right now on Microsoft. It just continues to make a move to the upside. So trust the teal, man, 336. So this will be a $2 winner if it comes out, right? So we'll take this out here at 336 if it does fall down. I'd prefer the market to fall right now. We've got AMD short, we've got NVIDIA short, and we have, where's my Google position? Okay. Again, man, I missed that top on Google again. So, all right, let's put something on Google now and just get out if it does make that move again. We'll put in 05, and then, hey, if this goes to the upside and I miss it, let's just put something at 20 for Google. So we'll sit here in the middle of this, 05 right there. That high's been 8s, and then we'll sit here somewhere in the 20s. If it goes upside and I miss it, it goes upside and I miss it. So that's that. We'll get the fill and we'll move off of it. And it's because I'm too focused right now on Meta, 25 cents in the money, trying to go, let's go Meta to the downside. And then again, we just missed a fill. That went only to 08 here on AMD. Let's see if it pulls back down again here on Advanced Micro. But yeah, I mean, look what I have on board. AMD, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Like, what? I say this, I should just trade the NASDAQ, but I'm short 3, long 2.
That's why, it's exactly why, anytime someone asks why you don't, why we or day traders don't trade the futures, is because you're trading individual stocks a lot of times off their own technical reasons and technical levels. Relative strength, relative weakness, support, resistance. And if you're doing the futures, you're trading just that. What is the market direction? Because you can have Tesla at the high of the day, you can have NVIDIA at the low of the day, you can have Amazon somewhere in between, and you can have Apple doing whatever it's doing right now. I'm not watching it. And that's just going to be a part of the game. So that's always the reason. I'm going to do something. Look, the risk to reward is just getting too ridiculous not to take a shot at this. Like, if Tesla wants to just sit here and it's got this lower high, this is 216.20. Now that I say this is probably going to, like I say, I want to risk 30 cents on this for it to get back to VWAP. It's probably just going to lose the 30 cents because it's a strong name, and I have favored the long. I've been only long Tesla all day, but this is a bit ridiculous. 17 was a hard wall. So last time it rolled over off 16, it got to VWAP. That's $2 down from here. And it's not giving you another option because I don't like sitting in the long, because I feel if you sit long, I guess you could do the same thing where you're risking 30 cents inside of the range, but then the high of the day is tighter than it is down into VWAP where support is at 14. I just feel like you've got more room for this to work. Like, your risk to reward is favoring taking the short here. A lot of times that means it's a trap, but if you flip a coin on that with that R&R, then you should be okay, as long as you adhere to your stop. That's the thing. If you let it go past your stop, then it's not going to work. So I am taking a shot here in Tesla. Again, it's not going to be more than 30 cents plus slippage. The market does seem to want to go higher. Oh my goodness. Somebody should be long ATVI. It's damn sure not me.
It's not me.
Yeah, but you're long Microsoft. So I mean, it's the same. Well,
But that was not because of that reason.
How do I? I think there's a way in paperweight that I could have both charts up at the same time, because like if you look at it, it's like the same thing.
Overlaying them?
There's an overlay feature. I just never used it. I think you can. It doesn't matter, but my point is that both Microsoft
We're really,
and
really
ATVI
smart about all of this,
are
aren't
going the same way. I've just never really had a reason to use the overlay. It's not my
Yeah,
cup
you
of
just
tea.
go,
So
I think you just, right here. So you go
Yeah,
multiple symbols, and then you can just type it in here.
yeah, I'm not going to do it because you guys
So
can.
add, and then you
Sean has
gotta-
Microsoft right there. You can see.
Yeah. But anyways, you can do it in P Pro 8. I just want to show that to everybody. But there goes
at
Microsoft.
P
Yeah,
Pro 8,
very, very
baby.
similar system here, or very, very similar trade to Microsoft. Okay, so now we got to change this because Microsoft just continues to go. I should be using just a trailing stop because honestly, if I'm just following this up, it's like the same thing. But oh no, everything's fine. We put it at 336.
Not
All right, now
always, Brad.
336.20. So again,
It's seen as a positive for them.
all right, boom. 336.
Both times, yeah.
What was that? 19. I'm gonna put it
Sorry,
at.
Prad was in my ear.
Oh, Prad, okay.
Because he was asking me something about that. He was like, "Why would Microsoft go up?" It's seen as a good synergy for them, and so
meta.
lately it's been reacting positively to them getting this deal done. And partly to what Reliable Rudy was saying is because early people thought they were overpaying for it, and now it does
They
seem
still
like.
are.
I mean. Some opinions have changed. The reaction in the market has been when the deal probability goes up, Microsoft actually catches a bid. So that's been different because at the start it was the opposite because early on it was thought to be a bit of an overpay. As we start to get a bit of a rollover, I'm going to get some Amazon out. I have my bid at 215 on Tesla. I don't know why I'm talking. There we go. I was just talking about Amazon and Tesla came. And this wick just happened, so what can I do? Like that 40-cent range now looks like it's like 5 cents, but what can I do? I'll clean it up if I can. I got the reload off Amazon here. We're gonna work this range from the 124.80 down to 124.50. Been trading that range the entire time, and I haven't really gotten much of anything except for this recent fill. I'll clean that up in a second. Tesla's starting to roll back over. I want 15, then I want VWAP, then I want to look long somewhere off VWAP in 214. Need it to roll a little bit further than that. So it's all about the risk reward here. No, don't short Tesla. I have a 220 call closing today.
That has nothing to do with what we do.
I mean, look, man, me shorting at 216 is going to have absolutely nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, here, I'll give you another one. The more people that because the stock's going to go where it's going to go. Like if the big money wants it to break 216 and 217 high today, it's going to happen. However, because you're so far away from 220, a bunch of day traders liking it short at 16 and liking it short at 17, if it's going to go up anyways, that makes the long better. Because if big money's going to buy it up, they're going to buy it up. And the more people there are short in front of it just means it'll run further if it breaks this high. So realistically, you don't care what a day trader does. But a lot of times when the scalp traders or the weak hands are the ones that have to be out at 4 o'clock or with tight stops or hard stops like that, when they're making that bet, it can add fuel to the fire if the market goes to the upside. Just take a look at DWAC, man. The second day of the DWAC's run, I was short that stock 27 times. And I know a lot of people at Day Trader World were trying to scalp that thing short, and that was part of the fuel of the fire. Day traders, it was like free locates for us that day, and everyone and their mother could short it as many times as they wanted, and all it was doing was breaking backs and breaking backs and breaking backs. And if you didn't get shut down, that was success as a short trader that day on DWAC. So it's not always about that, oh, give me a break. You only want to go half a dollar, then I guess that's what it's going to have to be. This market does not want to move much. Like it gets half a dollar in the money on Tesla and immediately starts catching a bid. So good luck to your long on your calls there at 220. It's not impossible. There's still an hour left in the day. I would say it's not that likely it gets to 220 because 17 is a bit of a wall. The stranger things have happened. Yesterday, Tesla had a good run all afternoon. It had a late push that stalled out at 210 at 3 o'clock, but I've seen it break levels like that and go another couple of dollars. So it's not impossible it could happen here. Brendo.
A little one that started going earlier, back to day highs here. CNSP, about 6 million on the float for this one. Back to 60% on heavy volume, trying to get to 3 here. Not really seeing anything in the way of news on this, but 6 million shares, guys.
Somebody was mentioning that stock in the chat.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
Russell Peters, actually.
Okay, so no one's getting hurt on this trade because we just took 20 cents on AMD. We actually got a 6 and an O's. Phil, or did I get 01? I think I got O's. So right there, we'll watch. Oh, I'll just double check for you. 01s. So we got 01s. So we got 06s and 01s on this move down for AMD. You know, we're only out of 25% of it. let's hold it, man, because I told you where my out was 50 cents. So it's already 1-to-1, roughly. If it goes to O's, right now it's not. But if it goes to O's, that's 25 cents one way. And then our stop was going to be at 50 there for AMD. But I still think that we can go lower here on this market. We did take the opportunity, of course. You guys might have heard me. I was like, oh my God, Meta. So Meta just flushed there on this move down in the market. So we got to take advantage of that because it's about to enter into Power Hour. And I don't know if it's going to be a long, a short. Here this is. Should be a question mark up there, not of that. I don't know which way we're going to go today. The market, I would say nowhere would be my guess. The market's gone absolutely nowhere since 9:48 this morning, but that's 10:48 because it's CME, so this is the Chicago time. Since 11 o'clock, we are at the same level. Look, this is 11 o'clock. We are right here, right? And we are right here. So my bad, we're up 3 points right now. And okay, well, maybe that happens all the time, right? Because you travel up, you travel down, but we didn't travel anywhere. We traveled, this was, I mean, even just on the NASDAQ, that's 580. So that high is 604. That's an amazing 20 handles, which was put in the first minute of this market being open. We did 100 handles. So in the last 4 hours, we have 20 handles upside and about 25 handles downside, only to wind up right in the middle again. So I'm actually pretty happy with the performance here over the last 4 hours. So let's just wait to make sure that we are. How about
my boy's over here in a daze, man? That's what happens when you're sitting sideways.
Yeah, that's a good one. What's up to Paul Wall? All right, 3 whole points. Yeah, let's watch that, Sean. 3 whole points. No, 30 points. Sorry, if I said 3. I think it's 3 from where it was when I was saying that. Yeah. So
we're bouncing.
Okay, we could have that. Do we have a poll up, or let's do a poll?
Can we break the high of the day or do something? How about that should be the poll?
Yeah, someone just put a poll in there. What's up to AG Monster? You tagged me. What does it say? How about a Meta red-green close bet?
Why Meta? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. That's what I'm going to go look at. Well, I'm in Meta, so what is Meta? Red-green? Yeah. 0.21, 0.22?
Yeah.
Okay, do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
do we want to do Streamlabs or do we want to do a poll? I mean, I don't know if enough people have points to do Streamlabs, but we can still do Streamlabs.
Yeah, I mean, Bears versus Bulls, up to you. You can pick whichever one you want there. Yeah, Meta.
Let's do a poll. I want to do a poll.
Okay, do a poll so we can see real time.
Yeah, so we can see the results.
Let's go to Brennan for Happen Now.
Into the final hour we go as we head towards the weekend here, guys. Still nicely green board. Look at this. Yeah, all about the 2000, Russell 2000, now 3% to the upside. What a huge day for some of the banks back to the upside after a pretty choppy week. 1.6 for the 1000. 2000, I should say. This is the 3000, 1.7 for the Russell 3000. NASDAQ composite and the 100 did almost get to the 100. I mean, did almost get to 1 full percent, 1.14 for the composite. Meanwhile, 2.2 for the Dow, 1.6 for the S&P. Also just coming across White House spokesperson suggesting that President Biden will sign the debt bill, the debt ceiling bill, as soon as Saturday. Get that over with. As the SPY here, just taking out day highs, 1.59 overall for the market. A couple things of note. Yeah, Lulu still holding on to a really nice gain, 12.3, but not much to do so far this afternoon, just sitting on that aftermarket high from yesterday. Even Coinbase trying to get going here, guys, along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some crypto action maybe late in the day.
Even Coinbase, like throwing shade at Coinbase, like Coinbase is so bad that it's not allowed to go up.
What did Coinbase do to Brendan?
Like honestly, like having that kind of a negative bias to an individual stock where all you think about is it being bad every single day and wanting to short it, that's a pretty horrible thing. I mean, I can't imagine. If you ever see me with an attitude like that against Coinbase, I mean, come on. Come on, son.
Depends if it's a flat bottom break or not.
No, I'm joking because I always look to short Coinbase.
Yep,
we do. It's just that in context logic. So I just reloaded in Amazon here. It's not moving. I don't know. I should probably be waiting for 125. I'll admit that. If it starts to break up here, I should probably just cover some and wait for it to get to VWAP, which is a much better level. Like that was giving you real moves. Here it's doing absolutely nothing. All right, so anyways, that's my Tesla chart, so I'm going to have to do this. I'm short Tesla off this consolidation. It made one push down, gave me a $0.50, and now it's going right back up. I suppose it's just a 50 to 60 cent range, and then I'll be scalping this inside that range as well, because that's what we're looking at here. Palantir's not moving. Coin, I don't know if Coin's going to actually present. I mean, I should have just gone long Coin off of VWAP, whereas my approach to looking at Coinbase on support was to say, if Coinbase breaks support, I'm going to go short. Instead of Coinbase is at support, go long. That's why I was joking with myself about the bias, because it was basically free money off VWAP there. Tony Price says I mask my sarcasm well. You know, my wife says that too, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because then it sounds like you're really serious when you're trying to make a joke, and then it's not always taken that way. So yeah, Coinbase should have been a long off VWAP. I still actually have my script order, which I'm canceling now, to short the bottom break, because if it did the flat bottom break, I was going to go short. And now it's $1 higher from there. So that's the thing about support and resistance, is support holding in an upward trend is usually a good long. Imagine that notion, Neil, and then you could go long Coinbase for once in your life. Anyways, I'm just kind of mad at myself over that, because I didn't do that, but then I'm doing this on Amazon, and the stock is barely moving anywhere. So it's not that it's bad, it's just not really all that good, and a $1 move would have been better if I liked that long. Tesla is now starting to work to the downside again. Really, I don't know why this all of a sudden started happening to my chart, but I do have the black charts up here. I have like 4 stocks I'm actively watching and trading that are above me at all times, so I can still look at it. It's just what I show you is kind of messed up. So I'm looking for VWAP on the next exit or last exit on Tesla, because I want to go long off VWAP, but the market's got to do something. You know what, or get off the pot.
I mean, we're doing great as the bear comes through. I don't, Bears vs. Bulls said the poll's up, but I don't, do you see it?
No.
It's not in the chat. I don't know if you put a poll up through Streamlabs.
Is it Streamlabs or
Bears vs. Bulls? But I was thinking we could put it up so the chat could see it. I don't see it now, so I don't know. Oh, he's doing a Streamlabs. He doesn't have access to YouTube chat, apparently. Oh,
right.
You can't do the polls in YouTube. Okay.
Right.
I can't either. So shout out
to
everybody there.
I can do it if you want.
Yeah, no, I get it. Bears vs. Bulls. Sorry, that's my bad. I thought you did have access.
Meta, red, or green, right?
To that. Well, I mean, Meta's just tanking right now, but yeah, I think Meta, red, or green is a good solution there. We just went down to 272.85. That was from AG Monster, so thank you for that. And hey, man, if there's ever any great polls you guys want to put up, let's put them up right there. I want to thank Bears vs. Bulls for, again, all of his help all the time. All right, so we just touched out. We just flushed on Meta, and I don't really know why, but you know what? We did take advantage of that move with AMD. AMD just flushed as well, and we took another 118 fill. I mean, these are the things, man. These are money fills. Money. I mean, there it is right there. So I'm going to say Meta. I'm going to go red. Thanks for that, Neil. And I'm going to go red on Meta just to see where we go from there. I'll close it, and then we'll watch and see where it goes. I'm going to vote red on Meta. Here it is right here. So here's Meta. You open it up. I voted red. It's green. I mean, to vote green right now, we are up, aren't we, on Meta? Yeah, we're up 0.3 or so on Meta.
All right. I don't have it up, so I need to see
0.18. So there it is right now. But 51.49. So it's going back and forth, man. I'm on the red side of things, but that's because we're just banging it out there on Meta, anyways. We're already short, so I am biased in that trade. What just happened right there? Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, so the market obviously going to the upside, and there's Google. I mean, that's another money fill. So let's go, man. Yeah. Net going up on a Friday. So right now, man, yeah, we're pretty happy with everything right now. Meta dollar. I mean, NVIDIA's come back up. So
is it at 94 yet?
No, that's what I'm thinking about, though. It's almost
got to get to 90.
Yeah, that's the level. That's the 200 period right there. 94 right there. So yeah, that's a good short opportunity, I feel like, for NVIDIA. So yeah, net going up, but so is NVIDIA a little bit, and we're short NVIDIA, so that's never a good thing.
Let it go.
I am waiting for the reload on AMD here at 25, so if that can come through. I mean, it's Power Hour in lovely Toronto, Ontario, Canada. If anybody can guess the degrees it is in here, Fahrenheit in Toronto,
if they can't, that's
not in here. We've already talked about it over and over again. You will get a shout out.
You should.
The first person that puts the Fahrenheit degrees here in Toronto gets a shout out.
And free information already has it.
Yeah, we've already talked about
this over
and over
the first answer, because it was Actually, it was yesterday. It was the first. It was 32 degrees Celsius here yesterday as well, and you pointed out 89.6. So everyone that's not guessing 89 or 90, you are incorrect. It is 89.6 degrees.
There it is. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so shout out to
36.
everybody that got it.
90 Fahrenheit. Yeah, shout out to J Solutions. I mean, I'll do a quick shout out right
All
here
right.
because we're trying to. We're not killing time. I'm just trying to do this here. Let's do the first couple people that answered here. Wow. The chat gets pretty good. There's free information. What's up? What's up to JJJ? You're pretty right there as well. What's up, Bears versus Bulls? Bears versus Bulls. Come on, dude. You were watching the show. We talked about.
You're ineligible.
No, but he even put the wrong one. So, okay.
How?
I don't know. What's up to Judge? What's up to Casey France? You guys are all on it. What's up to David Rosa? Okay, he says LOL, so that's good as well. What's up to Jason, Igor? Saskatchewan. What's it like there in Saskatchewan today? It's probably pretty. I've been to Saskatoon, Brad, with Day Trade the World. I actually helped open up an office in Saskatoon. So if you're in Saskatoon, shout out to you over there. I've been there. I've never seen the terrain there, man. Like, we went to a casino there with one of the past owners of Day Trade the World, and man, it was like, you could see for days, man, out there in Saskatoon.
Is that the night with the story about you-know-who and the poker game? Okay.
Yeah, we went to a poker table there, and yeah, the story was that this individual was pretty well off as we went there. And I'm sitting there, I was like 24, 25 years old, opening offices, traveling around, blah, blah, blah. And anyways, it was just so funny because I think the table limit was like, I don't know what it was, $50, $100, something like that. And he was betting like $100 blind.
Yeah,
and there was
the
like
guy.
farmers there that were like all, like we look different. I know, like maybe I don't look too different, but
He looked
different, and I still look different, man. Trust me, than Saskatoon. Anyways, long story short, yeah, they didn't like sort of his antics about betting blind, and anyways, he wound up turning over a card that wound up winning for him, and they didn't like that. So
That's how he rolls.
We had to get out of there almost ASAP. Let me put it that way on that. So that was a fun day, and those stories is what it's all about, right? So. All right.
That guy got me good at our office poker game one time, but it's not a huge flush, but it's a flush that the market is giving us. So we got the full range there again on Amazon because it just seems to want to only give you that. Tesla's $1 in the money, but it's close to that VWAP. So here's Amazon trading, show you the 124.50, but Tesla's in close to VWAP, and I still think that 214 is where I want the long, and you can't be long if you are short. So I'm looking for that 214.5 bid. If we get it, we're going to try to get out of Tesla there for just over $1. D. Westermeyer, ever get my challenge? Where did you post it? I thought
Post it now.
Post it now. I didn't.
Like, just super chat. Like, what's the lowest you
Or
can
just
do?
put the message in there.
Yeah, we're watching for it.
We're looking for it. I didn't see it earlier. And maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it.
Like,
Or just tag me.
Tag me or Bears versus Bulls or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's why.
What
It's because it gets blocked by Streamlabs.
Oh, I see. That's why. Okay.
I'm going to show it.
I know. There it is. I see it now.
I'll just show it
It
on
was getting
here.
blocked. That's what it was.
5K likes on the morning show. This is not happening. We're not doing 5K bets because the problem is that people pay for likes.
And the bots.
And we don't want that anymore. So we'll figure out something. But let me read what the challenge is.
Go ahead.
And you read it. It's
June
for you.
challenge, 5K likes in the morning show. We'll figure something else out. And I will come the week before Christmas dressed in a Santa suit with personalized gifts for the cast, including a new and improved 8-ball 2.0.
Where does this guy live? I mean,
Where are you at, Mr. Yeah, where are you at, Mr. Westermeyer? Because
Are you from the North Pole?
no, we're perfectly cool. People have come to visit us from out west. We've had
come
visitors
give
from
gifts
all over
anytime,
the place.
man. Just bring some beer.
Heck
bring
yeah!
some
And if you want to be in a
pizza.
Santa suit, more power to you, man. Like I think it's fantastic. The only thing, as Sean said, when we did that thing with the Sesame Street suits for like 5,000 likes on the midday show, it was a bunch of bots that it went out of control, and that's not really good for anybody.
Yeah, we had rethought about that and thinking like we don't want
Yeah.
YouTube to think that we're paying for likes.
Exactly, because we're not like that's not what we do. So
Yeah, but
well, I like the idea. We'll
don't
figure it
know.
out. We'll figure it out.
we're trying to get more likes. So yeah, anything that happens for that is
I love the
always
Santa suit.
a good thing. But we like all those ideas. Okay, meanwhile, my dumb ass, well, I'll say that. We'll put some money in our pocket right now because we just took $1 on Meta, but we still got stopped out there of a bigger position in the first place. So, nice downside move there. It broke the VWAP. It broke the 200. We got out on that break. It ripped up to the upside. I can't remember what the story was. It might have been Microsoft or something that really spiked the NASDAQ through. And the NASDAQ didn't really do that much, I guess. What time was this at? 2:35. So right there, that's 235 right into here. So yeah, NASDAQ didn't do anything, but for some reason Meta shot up there. So I don't know what that was all about, but it did stop us out. And based on that, we noticed it to the downside. So there goes Meta. Hopefully that can continue, man. We're $3 still in the money on NVIDIA. Hopefully that can go. We're $1 in the money on Meta, and we are an amazing. Why am I wasting my time on AMD? I mean, this is a dime. Look, we've taken.
It's doing the same thing. Yeah,
we've taken 25 cents. You know what? Maybe it's moving. Let's just check out Amazon.
It's
Are
not.
you in it? You're in it.
Dude, I'm in the, Amazon's doing exactly the same thing as AMD. I'm just scalping a 20-cent range or 25-cent range in Amazon. Like Tesla,
You know, people want to talk about
Tesla
cash.
had a consolidation. I'm out of it now. It just got to 215. I said I would look for a bid down at 214 or VWAP, so I'm out of the trade. It kind of trailed me out there. Caterpillar is still going.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's having a big day. Caterpillar's having
Look
a
at
nice
Caterpillar on a 5-minute chart here.
It's a little nice. It's a nice.
It's nice. 220. Oh, no, not put on the Borat glasses. No, I'm not. 224.80. Great dip by 224 though. Is that 227? What?
And
I didn't see Caterpillar on the report because it wasn't, right? This is news about China.
No, there was news in China
Yeah.
About China, and that's why it's going to be up today. And look, this is one of those.
What about Deere then?
This is one of those, a lot of these like industrial, safe haven, Dow names have been getting their butt kicked when tech was going strong. So a rotation back into them was probably looming at some point. And look at the support it put in. It was just gearing up for this. So many of these names were gearing up for these types of bounces. But really, you're still off those highs and trending down. But today, guess what we're going to do? We're closing above the 50 and the 200 on the same move today for Caterpillar. That's a good look. I sold some last year, but I thought it was defensible at the time. Sometimes people say don't sell it in front of the high of the day or whatever at the high of the day, at highs on the move. That's what I did anyways, and I've been looking for a place to get back in. Quite frankly, my style was if it broke this flat bottom, I was like, let's dollar cost average back into what we took out. And that never happened. Sometimes you wait for something to break down so you get a better price. You never get the better price. That's happened here. That happened for sure on Lululemon. I've learned that lesson. I could have just bought Lululemon if I liked it so much, but I didn't. So that's if you're gonna average in like 10% at a time to a stock for your long term, you should just get in. So I mean, once Lulu calms itself down after earnings, I'll probably just start getting into it instead of waiting for some kind of miracle fill. If you're gonna hold it for 10 years, does it really matter what price you get today?
No.
No.
Not really. No.
Answer is no.
Right, that's the long-term aspect, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a couple different, things in your portfolio, long-term, short-term.
Diversify your bonds.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm so diversified, it's ridiculous. Probably way too much so. I mean, I wish I was just all in tech, of course, but, stay diversified a little bit. And like Neil said, the different winds will blow different ways, and you want to be diversified. I don't want to miss all these because there's a bunch of 199 super chats, and I've seen them there. Yeah, next one we'll have Sharif and Max in the ball. Yeah, okay.
Ooh, I like.
Yeah, I mean, that's all good, man. Anything like that is great. So thank you to that as well for D. Westermeyer. But yeah, thank you so much. All right, yeah, you guys are all welcome, especially you, my friend, are welcome here. Did we ever find out where you were from? I don't know.
I didn't see him post.
You could have looked at the postage from the ball, but
That is true.
That's a time
we wouldn't
ago.
have. Yeah, just in case you didn't want people to know, we wouldn't have read it out loud.
No, of course not. We'll never.
Why is TSM? I mean, there was a question in the chat. Why isn't TSM getting part of the AI rally? Well, I mean, Nvidia's weak today, so TSM's flat when Nvidia's down 1.2. C3 AI is down. So today it seems to be following the trend, I would say. And is it really not getting love for? I would say that TSM has gotten the love. It's not as big of a move, but I don't think that it's a kind of explosive name. It was actually trading back down and trending down. It caught the bid off the 200-period moving average, like right around when this last little push in the AI names happened, along with the rest of the semi group. I thought it's been pretty strong, and it's just pulling back like everything else is. Like NVIDIA just pulled back off the highs. You've had a lot of the chips. AMD just pulled back off the highs. The meme-ish, more names have pulled back off the highs, and that's all TSM's doing. It's still, I mean, it's not above 100 still, but it's above the previous breakout high from this year, which was like 98 or 99 bucks. So I think TSM's still poised and looking pretty good, just to pull back in all the other names.
All right, so there's another reload and another alarm for everybody because we just took another 20 cents or so on AMD. Let's see if it wants to get back down in. I mean, we're just kind of doing the same names. Is there any other names you guys want us to look at right here? Okay, yeah, St. Louis for Westermeyer there, so thank you for that.
St. Louis.
What's up to St. Louis? Right there. Sorry about the Rams and everything. I think you guys should still have it, but okay. Let's see what's going on to the downside. And the St. Louis Blues, good hockey team though, so that's nice.
Brett Hall.
Yeah, Brett Hall, exactly.
Adam Oates.
I was gonna say I can't think of too many others. Curtis Joseph. Came to came to Toronto.
Of course,
after that.
Cujo.
So shout out to Cujo as well. Okay. What other names you guys want? Like SoFi. Okay, let's look at SoFi. I mean, I always look at Google. We can look at Google. I just got out of Google. Google's a top name. Okay, SOFI. SoFi Technologies. Shout out to Mr. Noto, who's been buying some shares in this name. Okay. Not bad. Broke above 7. We wanted to look at that if it did get above 7. Wow, SoFi really got going. Remember this morning we were looking at it and we talked about SoFi. I'm going to lose my... You know what, again, because I'm pretty sure SoFi came right back. Oh, yeah, so I'm missing all the data from yesterday as well. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, yeah, there it is right there. This is that level that we talked about for SoFi. It pulled right back into 670. I was looking at this when this was happening. That's the stupidest part about all this. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about SoFi, man. I don't know. You could get... Take the shot, man. Just take the shot 10 times out of 10. You know, you're a shot caller. You know, you should be taking shots, honestly.
Unless you're Jokic.
Well, Jokic... had an amazing game. Shaq put him into the Big Man Alliance, which is a very, very unique group of big men, and Jokic got that last night. So not that
He's
that
unreal.
means anything, but
He's
the guy is unreal right there. Just his ability to pass and his vision and everything. And
How many dudes could sit there and lead their team in scoring and have the 4th most shots on the team?
oh, did he lead his team in scoring yesterday?
He actually
Not
dropped
last night. Did
last night he had 27 to Murray's 26, and he was
I thought Murray
4th
had
on
it.
the team in shot attempts. 4th. That dude is so good, it's ridiculous.
I bet Jamal Murray to win MVP because it was 13-1, just in case. But look, that's going to be Joker.
It's got to be
he's going to win it.
Gordon had a great game.
Jimmy Butler should not have won it in the Eastern Conference. That should have been Caleb Martin. But respect to Jimmy Butler.
That's what always happens. That's
He
what they
has
do.
a ring, doesn't he, or no? I don't know if he does.
Butler? No. He's gotten close, and then
yeah, because he lost to so do you know that he was with Embiid and everybody and when we beat Philly?
Yeah.
Philly's team. Yeah, Tobias, they were
that was a
stacked.
legit team, dude.
But Kawhi, the glove, no, says Kawhi, and I have this right here. Kaboom! Right here, the Raptors, 2019
Apparently you've done that kaboom too many times,
NBA
dude.
championships.
It's all like crinkled and shit.
Oh, yeah, because this was up actually. So this just goes to show I had this up when it was taped up at my desk, Day Trade the World side back then. So that's, what am I trying to do? Right there, you got Kawhi. This is our team. And the shot heard around the world there with Kawhi on that
shot
little.
was legit.
It wasn't even really a fadeaway. It was just, the game was tied. It was going to go to overtime and we would have lost. So shout out to Kawhi. Right. Okay, looks like AMD is going to eat our lunch here at the end of the day, as well as the market continues to rip back up.
I had just gotten into NVIDIA.
Meta's fine, though.
Instead of 394, I just saw it, and these wicks start coming out of the woodworks here. So this is another range that's going to look tighter than it is, but it was just testing 393.50, so the same thing it was doing before, just a little higher. I got in, instantly it broke out, so I took a 30-penny hit on NVIDIA. It's been much better earlier. These are annoying, these wicks. If it gets back up here into 34, 35, those will be the next curl zones, but the market seems to want the high. Amazon, which was good, it gave you a couple of legs down off of VWAP and then off 124.80. Kind of barcoding. It's still in the money. That feels okay. Someone asked me to talk about Palantir. I haven't done anything with the stock. It's really not moving. It's got a 10. I could be scalping this for 10 cents, but I'm just holding it from this morning. I can cancel my bid from earlier. Not much is going on with this. It rejected 15. Well, first of all, Palantir, I mean, it's been fantastic if you look at it the last couple of weeks. But since it got to this top, you had a 14.20 break. It spent one little morning underneath 14.20, and then that's been the support. But 15's been a problem for the stock. So we're long it at 14.20, and that was the only trade. That was the only level we like to go long, so I have done nothing but that on Palantir. C3 AI is making a move, though. So maybe, just maybe, there is something that wants to really go. This is just like, it's not levitating up, but I don't see anything else moving this much, quite frankly. So it's back $1 from the bottom. Of course, it bounced off 30.50. We were talking about that earlier, and you're right back up to resistance at 32. If we get back into 32 even, I mean 32 and a half resistance, I should have said. 32 even looks like a good stepping stone. We got 5 minutes until we get the early look on the imbalances. At that point, I think we could see something because the last couple of days have been pretty solid. It is the 2nd of the month. I'm expecting maybe something on Lucid, but you never know about that. I'm expecting a buy imbalance on Lucid, but it's not really moving either. So let's see if we can get a pullback in AI that holds up around 32 and then try to ride this train back to VWAP.
All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? So first of all, there's a dude, Christian. I don't care. I mean, we just don't want people to talk negatively in here about just words and stuff like that. There are going to be trades that lose, man. I mean, we have stop orders posted out and everything like that. So yeah, you know, if you had that AMD trade, my bad. I guess you didn't have any other trades, so that's okay. But right now, look at this. I've been talking about, I mean, first of all, I kept a whole bunch of these sticky notes. Look at this. So I tried to keep them all in this little notebook here because I was thinking I want to do like a collage of them. So if anybody has any, you know, ability to like put together, I was thinking like doing something fun. These are all sticky notes
my
here.
My brother could do that.
Yeah, just like something about like, look how many
My
there are.
brother's an artist, so very much not like me.
Yeah, just I was thinking like we could put them out and I don't know, just be fun to stick up somewhere here for all the sticky notes. But it's funny because it was this notebook, which is now, oh, we're over here, stacked full of sticky notes right now.
I did that too because you're looking there and it's...
I don't know, yeah, because I'm always showing that camera, but see, there you go again. So anyways, that was pretty cool. I'm going to keep keeping them. There's probably over 100 sticky notes in there at least. Right now, I just threw it down. Hopefully they don't come out there. But yeah, no, you know what? Sometimes trades, I think it's important that everybody, you have to know your own stops and your own things there. We just talked about the market not really moving around too much. Really obviously, if you're going to stop out of AMD, for 25 cents, then I'm just hoping that you took some 25-cent winners on this side as well, right? Because that's just a stop out of 25 cents. It's the same thing. So I just went back into the short against that 60, and then we just took 10 cents because, again, now we're trying to go risk to reward 1-to-1 again. Hopefully it can fall back down. But that's that trade right now. I mean, we're only $2 in the money on NVIDIA, but this has been one trade. Like, this is what I mean. You know, and if you're going to scalp back and forth, there are certain strategies that you can do. But, you know, with NVIDIA, this has been a hold. So, like, I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Sean, you lost on NVIDIA when it was $6 in the money. So, I mean, you take it out when you want to take it out. I've sat here and talked about, like, mistakes getting out of things, right? Like this Microsoft, was this a mistake getting out here at 336.23 when now it's at 335.80 off of a long at 330? 334 right there, out, 336, could have had it, right? But we did have it. So, you know, sometimes that's 336.27 as an out. We're not always going to have perfect ins and perfect outs. I don't need to justify anything. I'm just letting everybody know that it is so important to please take your own trades. Like, you might have held Meta and not got stopped out there. I did. And now look, now it's $2 in the money from that stop out or so, right? So, you know, you got to watch out for that. We're still in it. And all you got to do is just keep going. And, you know, if you don't like it, you know, that's too bad. I mean, honestly, trading is fun and it's tough and you got to stick with it. And we're just trying to throw out some ideas here. So.
Losing is the cost of doing business, man. That's...
Get it when you want.
No, so here's the thing. Anybody that wins 100% of the time is lying or cheating. And it's not to say that there isn't people out there that are cheating. I remember if you read Flash Boys, I remember there's a bit in there about some algos that win like 99% of the time. And you're like, how could they do that? Because it turns out they were cheating, which is, you know, that's going to be a part of it. But when you're day trading or whatever style of trading, I mean, it's just going to be, you're going to make a bad decision here or there. You know, Apple this morning, I thought I had the direction right. I was just not patient. I had some really bad executions on that. I had Tesla up there because I was about to make a point about Tesla. But, you know, ultimately, Apple, from the levels I liked long, like I started going long off 180 and liked it at 179.25, right? So if you take that bounce there, if you hold it to 179.25, okay, it held that level. All those longs would have been valid. But I'm down on Apple. Like all my executions were not that good. So right directionally in terms of where it was going to bounce and an idea for it. But, you know, that's part of trading. It's part of life. You're going to have that happen to you. I'm just stuck with Amazon, and right now it's okay. It's just not great. Like the ranges compared to this morning are infinitesimal. Oh, Tesla's back beneath 215. Now my Tesla chart's fine. So back beneath 215. It's not breaking VWAP to give the 14 entry down here, which is what I would have liked. That's the level. I don't want to be long. This late in the day, being long $1 away from where I think the support is, to me doesn't add up because I just can't make the risk reward work. We have to be flat in 30 minutes or by the end of the day. So you're looking for tighter stops as you get closer to that end of the day there. Airbnb looks great for a move to 120. What? It's not at 120 yet? I say that tongue in cheek because I know it's up a bunch today. Maybe not today. It's up at 117, but it started at 112 where the players dwell. Yep. And 120, I would say on the daily chart, it's got way more room than that on the daily. I mean, this is going to close above the 50 period for the first time in like a month, and I mean, it's got room to 125. 120 could just be a little bit of a stop, especially with the rotation you're seeing. Travel names doing way better today. Yeah, I could see this. We should be coming in on Monday looking trend long above the 50 period on Airbnb because that's on one in the last couple of days, and it's holding the top on a day where the market's doing nothing. It's deciding to hold a flag at the top when lots of names are under VWAP right now.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Airbnb, so that's going to be a good name. I do own that now in the longer term, and we'll be averaging into that one. I do want to hold Meta for the flush to the end of the day here. I still think, you know, look what Meta's been doing here in a market that's really doing nothing. Meta's coming down, and look what we've been, short. It just goes back again. I just read back over everything in the chat. Like, I just want to thank everybody just for understanding what trading is all about, you know, and it's like, take your own outs. Like, here's Meta. So right now, we're short right now at 274. It's at 272.50. You want $1.50, take it, right? I'm going to wait, and I'm trying to justify it all the time, into this close for the end of the day. We're below everything. The market's trying to go. We have some abilities here at 271.50. We're going to take that, 271.50. If it comes back into that close of the day, we're going to put a bid there and get it. And if we get it, great. If not, and it goes back up, that's part of trading, right? And right there on AMD, right? It flushes down. I've already explained, and this is what Neil and I try to do on the show every single day, is explain the reasons why we're into stock, right? And then like right there, we've taken this against that day's high. That's where my stop is. We're short here at 51. That's 10 cents. We've just taken 10 cents twice. And now if it goes back up, yeah, sure. Whatever, we're going to get stopped out, but that's the risk here. We're taking it. We're below the 50 period here on the NASDAQ, so I'm going to try to go with a short here in AMD. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it does. What's that bet at? What's that poll at?
I was about to say I am surprised that it's 53% red and 47 green because it's trending.
Great job, AG Monster.
It's trending down and the market's sliding a bit and it's near the lows. Like I would have expected more people to be betting red just based on the momentum right now, but I could be wrong. I was just asked in the chat what I think about a firm. Is it going to continue to go up? So all biases aside, a firm has gotten a little bit bullish here since it's got, I don't know where, it's not loading enough for my 200 period to come up. It's a bit frustrating. Let me just, I'm going to pull it up on my trade IDs so I can have that. But really, it has more room to go. It's got some short interest that I think could give it some juice. And if you think about, I know it looks impressive recently. So this is the daily. The purple here is the 200 that it just got above, and it looked like it's going to close above the 200 period. If it holds that for a few days in a consolidation, the stock probably has room to $20. But this is a weekly chart of a firm beneath it. I chuckle. It's not funny for anyone's bag holding it, but I can chuckle because I have 10% of what I bought back in 2020 of this stock as a lark. Because sometimes you bag hold something when you shouldn't. You shouldn't turn swings and scalps and all that kind of stuff into long-term positions, but we all do it. So this has a lot of room to run before it gets unreasonable or actually scares people. Now it'd be $20, but it just got to the 200, which, as I said, it just broke it at 15.20 and is going to close above. That's always a good sign. So it made this breakout here. That was the 200 period, and looks like it's going to be challenging the recent high. It clears out 16. There's room to 20. I think it's a business where they're going to have a lot of troubles as we head into a downturn with discretionary spending and credit comes into a crunch. So yes, it's rallying now, but fundamentally speaking, you'd think it would be in trouble over the next year, and 2024 and 25 would be better for them long term. That said, the momentum's to the upside right now, so I guess you can ride that wave. I'd be waiting for a dip. If I was going to hold it for 10 years, I don't know that I'd be buying it right now, but that's just me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of these names like Upstart, some of these names off the bottom have been Ridiculous.
You know what's weird though? Its short float it's 20%. And remember, it used to be no, but it was like what, like 38?
Oh, that's what I mean. A lot of these short floats have come back in. So
come way back in.
Yeah.
And so you know when this gets to something like
look at
20
the
bucks, when it gets to 20 bucks, there's going to be some hedge funds that come leaning on that bad boy again. And I don't know that you want to be holding on to your long when that starts to happen.
What are we at now? 16.
16 bucks. I just think 20 gets to 20.
You can get there on next week. Who knows?
You could.
Okay, so again, it's just funny that comment comes on AMD, and I just keep going back to it. Like, AMD is my #2 stock today, profitable. So I don't know. You know, it's been a really good day for us here as we went long early at 118 over and over and over again, including getting right there a $2 winner on this name. You know, tried it again. Look at this. Tried it, broke, dumped it. Now, of course, we're going short into what I think. Again, like, look, we go long at 118, so of course we got to get some out if it does drop down. And look at that, man. There it is. Short at 50s, out at 30s again. So more money coming into AMD for us. And then my #1 stock today is NVIDIA, because we have 3 reloads, 1, 2, 3. And it's just really making the moves down. I'm debating just getting out of AMD right here at 392, so I think we're going to do that. With only 25 minutes left. That's 3:35 right now here in lovely Toronto, Ontario. We have soccer practice tonight again and something else. So it's going to be a busy night in the Katina household, but we're hoping to be able to enjoy the barbecue, enjoy a backyard little patio action at my house, and it should be a little fun night. And I hope everybody does have a similar experience this weekend where you're able to enjoy it with loved ones, and you know, make sure that we don't just make money here for the market. Like, you know, my kid was already at, oh yeah, my boy has Dungeons and Dragons and soccer tonight. Like, what kind of a mix is that? And then tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., another Little League game for your High Park Jets, and we'll look to see if we can go 6-1-1 on the season with new coaching. 392 coming into play right now. I want to put a bid there on NVIDIA and try to get out of that one. Meta is doing exactly what we thought it would do, right down there. But the problem is it bounces time up. Whoa, bounces time off 272. So I was waiting for that very bottom, but maybe 272 is key here for Meta. So remember when Meta was up, I voted red. That's how much I believed in it. But we're just red now. May try to respect the teal here as it's just all the way to the downside. Maybe we made a mistake on that. Let's not try to do it again. Okay, AMD. AMD just sort of collapsed all over itself a little bit here. So let's put another bid out there, kick some more money on AMD and just add this name into, again, I already told you it's my #1 stock today, AMD and NVIDIA. So good trade there. Coming back in, yeah, we have lower bids. And then Meta, I'm going to take a 272, Phil. I'm not going to wait for the bottom of the day, okay? So 272. I was waiting at 271.70. So if we get 272 on Meta, miss that one. Let's put a bid down there. If it comes in, it comes in. And then we will take on that trade about $2 if it hits, right? So that'll be a good trade. And we'll, Neil, it's only $103 million to buy from Brendan.
Wow. I mean, it's massive. 100 million, whatever. That's obviously a nothing burger. Like I said, I might be looking up for something on Lucid to the buy side, but if it happens, it happens. Amazon just ground to a halt. It was starting to work really nicely here. If we come to my chart, like Amazon was starting to make another leg down, and then it just immediately consolidated 124.20. I thought we get the evens here, but there's just no reason to panic out of it. The market's in a range. It is working. If it breaks one more leg down, I think we get 124. I think the even is a reasonable out. I will have a trailing stop on this because that's how I roll. Palantir, at this point, there's just nothing going on with it. There's no point. I'm just going to get on the offer in front of VWAP because it doesn't seem to want to move. And I can wait for it to break out and think that we're going to get 60s or 70s on the last out, but it's just not happening. So for me, it was really down to, you know, Tesla. We had the one trade. I don't think I'll be doing the dip buy because I wanted it at 14. I missed it the first time. That's on me. I was looking at NVIDIA because I just covered the NVIDIA trade and missed the bounce on Tesla there. We were able to get the short into VWAP, but the bounce off 14 was the better trade. That was $2 versus $1 on the short. And as far as NVIDIA goes, the last entry was, it entered twice. The last short was a loser based on where I got out. I guess if I hold on to it, give it to 94, which was the original price where it was solid there, I could have held on, but I decided with a tight stop anyways. I don't feel like there were too many opportunities out here today. I want to say congratulations to those who sniffed out C3AI off the bid. Why is it the 5th thing in my dropdown if I put in AI? It should be the number 1. But a nice bounce and breakout on C3AI. We looked at the support level, decided not to trade it. Actually, wasn't a decision. I wasn't paying close enough attention. And that's actually breaking up and giving you a pretty solid move. Carvana apparently, allegedly, making a bit of a move here off VWAP. I don't know. That's not a big move, but it's a pretty solid one, 40 cents on Carvana. I'm now out of Palantir. I just offered out of it. And just one thing about Palantir, the range it's in right now. So we always talk about when these things stair step up, like the next as long as it continues the trend, the next consolidation could just be another breakout. And I'm going to tempt fate by pulling my daily chart out further and hoping it's going to work here. Oh, it is. So if you look at where we are right now in Palantir, this is the last time it was at 15. Like, look at the wall that was at 15, and now it's consolidating off the 15 level. Well, what do we think if it breaks 15? Next stop, 17 to 19? That's what I think. So to me, it's a look for long. Doesn't mean you're long at the open or long every single day. It's look for an entry point to the long side, and right now the entry's off to 14.20. Hopefully it can establish above 15 and be a breakout next week. But this has been pretty solid. With the one day, I want to say 2 days ago, it was a challenging long because it ran those stops underneath 14.20 and then just ramped right back up. That's not an easy long, but every other day it's been, I don't know, it hasn't been that difficult. It's either been straight down at the open or straight up at the open, finding an immediate support area. So to trend up until proven otherwise, and it's got room to like 17 to 19 at least.
AI bounced off that $30 bottom again. So SoFi bounced off the bottom yesterday. AI bounced off the bottom. Yeah. Just an update right now. Yeah, we are out of NVIDIA as it took out 20. So I just got out of there for $2 winner. That's in our pocket now. That's gone. We don't have any more trades here on NVIDIA. No more offers, no more bids, nothing. We just got out right here, right now. So good trade for that off the short. You know, right there. So we have a better out. This is why we get some out, you know, on the way down. So we get the same amount of shares out there as we do right there. So that was 391.70 off of a 395. So that was about $4. It did go about 5.5 in the money, and we'll have to settle right there at 393.20 as our out. But good. We'll pat ourselves on the back for that one. That was a good trade for sure. Meta is going to hopefully give us this O's again if we can get it. We're going to wait for that. Meta's now red on the day. And as you know, that was my poll selection. So that's so far so good. AMD did come down again. We got some 30s and then we got some 25s. So let's see if it wants to go again. We're going to wait down here in the 18s or 19s for that. There was another name that we wanted. Oh, that's what it was. It was just C3AI. So let's go over to C3AI again. All right. So just off yesterday's level, we talked about SoFi yesterday. Their C3AI yesterday, 30.50. We actually have this fill from yesterday, and there it is again. It actually came in right when we started the show at 4.15, 2.15, 14.15 right there. So it came in again. I'm going to sneeze.
Look at you, military time over here.
Yeah, exactly. That's because it shows on the bottom of our charts.
That was me just trying to, I only said the military time thing to give you a second to get the sneeze in.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm getting better. Like, nobody heard that, I hope, unless it was through your mic, because I'm muting mine. So I think that's a good solution that I have now.
It does pick up on the other one.
I know, but not as brutally.
Well, does the cough button work?
Nobody heard that.
Watch. I'm gonna hit my cough button. I'm gonna keep talking. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I have my finger on the cough button. Like, did you guys hear me saying that? Like, I don't even know if it works. We're supposed to be able to just press a nice little quick button here and it works for us. I have a trailing stop out. Yeah, you guys heard all that, so whatever. Oh, I was supposed to shout you out, Pons. Sorry, Ponzi Fonzie. You asked for a shout out earlier and I was like, yeah, shout out to Ponzi Fonzie. Yeah, I know you still hear you. The cough button doesn't really work. And my problem is it used to work and I get allergies, so I'm really accustomed to just pressing this button when I have to sneeze. And so every time I apologize.
Loud and clear. So we can take that cough button
we can just get rid of it
off of our board at some point.
It does literally nothing. Literally nothing. That's just great. That's fine. It used to work. And the idea behind it.
Look at AMD is absolutely collapsing here into the close. So this is going to be a great trade for us to end the day here with AMD. I mean, look at this thing just continue to go down. This is where I got in trouble on the chat, remember, because I got out, and look at this now, straight to the downside. So again, pick your own outs. Mine was wrong. There it is, right downside right now for AMD as it continues, man. So now AMD It's dollars away from what's my top stock today, whether or not it be AMD or NVIDIA. So we're going to have to wait to see where that goes. Amazon, another green name for us. But that's a tank right now, Amazon. We were looking at that. I know you have it. That's a good move. Like, we were looking at Amazon there. Probably should have hit it. There it is, Amazon taking out now the low of the day. We were long only on Amazon today. So, but that's, again, we're up on it. Like, you know, look at this. We're long into this area again. Boom. Like, that's a great trade, long, you know. So anyways, okay, we'll just continue to watch it. There goes AMD now. Yes, sir. Right back to 118. I'm going to put another bid on this at 04 if we can get it. This has been a great trade. Yes.
Market be flush.
Good one right
well,
there.
not
We
really.
smoke in on that. AMD with a nice 46-cent winner here. Meta with $1.40 in the money. And Brendan with an update.
A little tiny pharmaceutical name, just making a move here. 51 million market cap on NRX Pharmaceuticals. They just announced they're going to have a strategic update conference call on Monday, June 5th.
51 million market cap. It's a big one. But again, those are the ones that sometimes can move the best. We've seen that before. I just keep moving my trail down, and I will probably take the even on Amazon. But it's 5 minutes to the imbalances. A lot of times you want to give something a chance to go in your favor, like bank error in your favor. If you've played Monopoly, you know what I'm talking about. And that would be that the imbalance comes to the sell side. I happen to be short, let's say. That trailing stop's way too aggressive. I just put like the limit price like way too aggressive there. There was no need for that. That was a little bit less aggressive. So if we get back above the quarter, I get out. Otherwise, I'll give it to wherever it happens to want to go to the downside. The low of the day sits right here at 124. The low since the open, I should say, because in the pre-market it was lower than that. So I could expect to bounce off 124. It's the last position I'll have. We'll see about those imbalances. Lulu is sideways trading. I think I agree with that. Haven't really seen anything crazy there. Tesla likes VWAP way more than I thought. I hate you, Tesla. Oh, goodness. Like, yeah, Tesla was probably, whatever. Should have been a little bit more aggressive with that short off of 216. The 217 level looks like it was a pretty good wall. But it's holding up nicely, up 3.5% and resisting every temptation to go to the downside. I just got out of Amazon, so I can tell you it just hit the trail out. It's in front of 350. I like tightening up the stops there, but if it's going to catch a bounce off the low of the day at 350, I'm getting out. So it was not quite as big of a move as I would have liked. You'd like to see a bigger move off of VWAP, but since it got to VWAP, it was a clear short. I got stopped out the first time. Now, why did that happen? Because I'm in too early, right? Like, I'm in too early. Yes, it would have worked if I held it to VWAP, but my price is trash. I was short at 124, like 70 on the way to VWAP, which is 125.24. That was way too early of the move, so I wasn't holding it when it came back in. The next time we let it get all the way up to a reasonable entry price, and then it starts working. You know, your price matters when you're a day trader, when you're a scalper. You know, actually, no, in any trading, price is going to matter. It doesn't matter necessarily when you're holding for the long term, but in trading, it absolutely does.
All right, so it's 3:47. I had a conversation with some of the traders behind us yesterday, and it was like, the more and more we sit here and watch these imbalances come out, the more you realize that you shouldn't be in a big position or anything even close to that as the imbalances come out. I did want to talk a little bit about HKD here today. This is a loser. Like, you know, we can't just sit here and talk about our winners and then not like say what happened to our losers. So right here, we took a break of the high of the day. I'll take that every time at noon. Like, could have ran, right? Didn't, went the other way. So there's the break there. That's a smaller position. We averaged it back in on VWAP on this dump down, so that was a good move. That actually worked back up to the upside, so we were about flat on this trade, or a little bit underwater on it at that point. Then we came in, there's 7, we defended 7. Once 7 broke, we got out. So it wound up being about a 55-cent hit there on HKD, which is pretty brutal, but it continues to make a move down. So again, we take the L on this today, but we don't lose that much on it. It just sucks because that was a loser there for HKD. So, yeah, unfortunately, that was that trade. And this looks like it wants to continue to go to the downside. So HKD getting squashed right now. AMD with only a couple minutes left. What are these imbalances
Tesla's
talking about?
sinking.
AMD is now breaking below, so this is working out perfect, other than we did get stopped out but bought it back, but still stopped out, so that's not great. But now we're in this position, and now because we got out of NVIDIA where we did, which is still fine right here. We got out 20 cents ago. AMD, because of this move down, has taken over my #1 spot today, so that's always good. But these are those imbalances that we talk about right here. I'm going to get rid of, so you sort them by size. And then I take out ARCA because we don't worry about NYSE ARCA too much anymore. Not too many names on the Amex that we'll look at. These are all from, so DBD must have halted at some point. And then there we go today. So these are all the imbalances ready to go. And at 350, these will all flip over. So these are all morning imbalances. You could wipe these clean, but they just sit here on our imbalance locator.
Yeah,
then they'll update in 50 seconds. So we'll have that for you live here as it goes. Neil and I will both show you that as we go. I can already feel, obviously, and you guys can hear my throat's going again, which is fine, because it's 3:49, only 10 minutes left.
Only 10 minutes to go. It should be a good one. As I said, I'm looking out for potentially, maybe, possibly Lucid might have a buy and bounce. I have no idea, but there is one expected. They just had that offering. 680 was the offering.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how much they raised. You can probably find it on our watch list, but so I'll have that one up. Tesla did make the move. Why is that still Amazon? I switched to Tesla. How many times does Neil have to hit enter? Here, I'll just retype it, and there we go. So Tesla is still making a move down, but holding VWAP. Every time it dips, it catches an instant buy off of VWAP. So some strength into Tesla, but the imbalances should come in any second now. We'll see what they happen to be. Looks like nothing so far. We're the NASDAQ names, not there yet. Pinterest, small sell and bounce, but I'm seeing nothing yet on the NASDAQ. Sometimes it's a couple seconds delay. There they come. Lucid is 1.9 million shares to buy. So as advertised, did it actually move? It went 3 cents to the upside. Amazon to sell, 800,000 to sell for Pinterest, for Amazon, sorry. Apple, 700,000 to sell. So it should be 2.2 billion to the sell side. Cisco's a sell, GM's a sell. What else is in here? JP Morgan was strong today. It's a sell balance of 600,000. Nvidia's a buy. 500,000 to buy for NVIDIA. Microsoft to sell imbalance of 500,000. So it's like a bunch of smaller imbalances adding up to 2.2 billion to the sell side. But as you were just saying there, because you were also watching Lucid.
Yeah, I have a break
went
long.
a couple of cents. It didn't really.
It didn't do anything. I want to break this long if it goes through the high of the day, or through the 661 or 2 here. Could be a mistake, but that's what we're going to try to do anyways. So let's wait to see if that does come through at all right there. So far, so good here today. Again, thank you everybody for watching. It's been a very, very good day here. As Meta is, the poll is on, baby. It's flat now. Let's see where Meta goes.
Way.
Amazon sell.
Of course it is.
What was that number? 2.2 billion to sell. So that should bring everything down. Apple, nothing. I mean, it's not bringing anything down right now.
Yeah,
Nvidia's a buy. So it's good thing we got out. This is what I mean. Like, you know, if I'm still short, like, first of all, it's working for AMD. I don't know where AMD is on here, but, you know, it's just like, it's not worth it sometimes. Like, there's Microsoft. You were just cruising. Look at that good out on Microsoft right there. So that's not what I meant to hit, but that's good. Microsoft, a good trade today as well. So far, so good here. As we wait for Meta, I'm just hoping to get that print lower near 272 on Meta. So you know what? Let's just bid. What am I bidding again? 272.09. Let's just bid 272.20 because it's going to flush down right now. Let's see if we can make the finish on this trade. Get it over with. Meta to the downside. This is going to be a big win for us, man. We're $1.30 now in the money on this. We're 70 cents in the money on Meta, and we're just loving life. So on AMD, AMD. Look at this flush. Can't believe I got criticized for this trade, but there it is. Downside move. Let's just keep on going, and hopefully it can continue to go down, man. There it is. There's the crack on AMD. Look at this. From longs, switch it up to shorts. I'm happy, man. I'm really happy with that trade. So here we go. AMD downside. Let's go.
Yeah, now we're starting to come. I mean, not everything. The NASDAQ's holding fort, but, you know, Tesla just flushed another like 40 pennies through VWAP. Actually, like 50 now. It's through that low of the day. If this was half an hour ago, yeah, maybe I'd be trying for that long we were talking about, but the short is definitely on. I got trailed out of Amazon. It still ends up holding up because it's not a bad exit point. It's still at the same price. C3AI, for those of you that had that long, it didn't quite get past VWAP, but still a good move off the 30 area. You got a couple of bucks there. Not a heck of a lot going on. I mean, the market is in a 20 handle range still, so it's just a couple of names that are going. What else is out there? NEO's not dead. If you're wondering why NEO doesn't move, it's because the Chinese ADR. These go sideways. They don't do anything, but it actually had a strong week. It floundered at $8. It made a nice wipeout bottom at $7, but $8 is resistance. It's actually closing still up on the day, believe it or not, even with that pullback. So I actually was looking for that as a bit of strength. Could it hold 750 where it closed as it rejected $8? That's step one. Step two would be closing above 750 tomorrow as well. And then I still look for that $8 break next week on NEO. I wanted the 8 break today. I'll still take it if we see it next week. That's a good gap fill potentially on NIO. Just ran out of steam today, but it was great yesterday. And just never set up for the long today. That's fine. You don't have to take it if it doesn't set up.
Right, that's the key. Yeah, make sure that you take trades you want to take, and that we go back and forth with that every day with everybody here. And it's just like, make sure that you're the one taking the trades and you like it. Like I just got out right now of AMD at 85 there. It came back in. I liked the trade. It went a little more than I thought it would, so we take it out, right? And that's that trade. Get it out, happy with it. And that's the AMD trade for me there, breaking it now. Now, could have I saved myself 10 cents? Yeah, we could have made more than that here, but we get out, happy with it. So let's just move on this AMD trade and see what we can get now on Meta. Last trade coming in, there's Lucid with that bid. It actually went the other way, and this is why it's
trash.
Tough. I'm going to cancel that Lucid. I was hoping that it would go up there on even a bigger bid than that, but it actually grew. It was only 1.7 something.
Now it's 2.2.
Right, so I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll wait to see what exactly Lucid wants to do here into the close. BAC was having a good day. The banks are pretty good today, up 3 and a bit, coming off the top there.
JPM was good today.
Yeah, they were all pretty good, all up about 3%, I think, or so. JP Morgan,
2 to 3,
2 and a bit. So yeah, it was Bank of America with a nice one. Yeah, man, maybe Meta just doesn't. I'm gonna put a stop here right at this level, man. Two.
It knows there's a poll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the poll.
It knows. It's like,
What about that poll?
The algos out there, they heard us talking about it, and they know there's a poll on Meta, and they're just like, they're leaving us hanging. It's going to make one last flush right at like 3:59 and 50 seconds. I'm going to hit the countdown, and then Meta's going to tank, and then it's going to be red. I have no idea the answer to that question, Steve G. I'll let you know if that does end up happening, but obviously that's a bit of a challenge. I'm watching Tesla here. I was going to be watching Lucid, as I said, just because there is an imbalance doesn't mean stock going to move. Like Sean said, it's going the other direction. It would be nice. It's 355, and it paired. Oh, it did pair off. Okay, never mind. I was going to say it was still there, but it is paired off now. So Lucid's gone. No big imbalances. Unless you count BAC and TFC. Nothing crazy happening there. It's really more the Tesla show as that one continues to flush. I thought it was strong off VWAP, so I took it out, but it looks like it did get down all the way to that support level, which was this morning's breakout price. Right around that 213.5, 214. So I'll come into next week thinking about that area if it can hold. I still say on the daily it's got room to 220, but it took a shot at it today and got to 17, so maybe it run out of steam. But the trend is still upside on Tesla as far as I'm concerned.
I just put my bid here into the 30s. Come on, Meta. It's been a nice move to the downside. We're trying to bid this. We're trying to get $1.50 to end the day. I was in the 20s, and I just put the line right there at 40. You see we've dipped down here, busted that a couple times. Let's just see what it wants to do right now. Come on, Meta. Right now to the downside. We'll see if that can fill or not. Meta right now trying to, though, and bouncing back up to the upside. So, yeah, this might be a mistake again on Meta, but who knows. We're going to wait for one more fill and see if we can get it right now. Back down and come on. Just do it, Meta. Just do it. We'll switch it up. We're in the 40s now. Come on. I just don't want to be too much in this, man. There's only 2 minutes left in the day. We have to be flat at the end of every single day. And there it is. Let's spin it. We'll do that dance. $1.50 in the money right there. We took it out on Meta as we get close to the end of the day. So, yeah, man, pretty happy with that trade on that. So, yeah. There it is. We'll see if it goes negative or not. Meta, well, it is negative now. We just take that out at 44, and of course now I'm going to get the 25 I was using, but we're out. So there it is. Nice way to end the day here for everybody. I hope you enjoyed the day today. Wow, very, very busy. Apple, AMD, Amazon, Google, HKD, Meta, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Find the name, that's the odd one there for me, and you'll know which one. I was pretty brutal on HKD there today. So yeah.
It was a tricky trade.
It was a tricky trade. I'm fine with it. But yeah.
I bought the dip on it and lost.
We did lose, so.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
It Huaduked in both ways. Like the breakout was no good, and then I went through the dip. I couldn't buy chart. We have like 2 minutes to go. I went for the dip buy on HKD, so it did the break. And I said this in the midday show that I was going to let it break the high of the day and then look for the VWAP bounce. So I took that bounce. It then broke down like, oh, you want to wick the bottom? I'll get back into it. Looked good for a bit, and then it huadunked again. So I was looking for that to be able to ride it into the high and then hold through the breakout. Take a couple swings at it, it missed. I'd much rather that than hold it all the way to the bottom or anything like that. You can't really give it all the way. You have to make sure you get yourself an out. But that was a bit of an L. I just feel like when you have to set yourself up in a trade on these so that if it wins only 50% of the time, you're actually up on it because you're getting 3-1, like way better. You're holding for a much bigger move. And that's the way it's going to play out on those sometimes. You can't expect on those types of trades that you're going to win 80% of the time or 60% of the time or 70%. I feel it's a little bit different than that. So less than a minute to go. Katrina is going to be on the bell. That was just me turning around and saying her name so that she'd remember. But it's been a fun one. It's been a good week. It was a holiday shortened week. But it's still been a fun one. It's felt like a full week, even though it's been a holiday shortened because there was a lot of volatility. We had that number this morning, which was, I kind of thought it was going to have us heading lower, and then next thing you know, we're going to the upside anyways. But yeah, it was a good day for some of the longs.
You hit that number.
But we got 20 seconds to go, so I'll be hitting the countdown pretty soon. And hopefully everyone has a fantastic weekend. We can get the camera off me and put it on Katrine for the bell. That's where it should be. Get ready for your moment, Katrine, in
Big moment.
5, 4, 3, 2, and it's always delayed. There it is. I feel like I hit the button and it's like delayed a second. So it's always off by
Probably.
1
You
second.
got to hit it and
I have
it sort of
to-
loads up. And
Yeah. So I'm going to start hitting it a second early. That's what I got to do.
yeah, by the way, Kat says this to everybody.
Hola. Like and subscribe today.
Print it off.
There you go. So she does. So thanks, Kat, for doing that. And yeah, make sure all your stop orders are canceled. I'm exhausted. What a busy week. Although it was a shortened week, always feels like, Friday's here. Thank God Friday's here. Now we can all relax and then just regroup for Monday. And that's what we're going to do this weekend. Make sure you have a great time. Thank you for subscribing today and for hitting the like button. We only asked early and we got 1.1K. So thank you so. Now it's not loading up. But anyways, there it is right there, 1.1K. So thank you so much for doing that. Let's go over to Brennan and see on a wrap. Well, how did the markets do
Meta
today?
finish?
Yeah. Oh, Meta today? No.
That's impossible. No, there's
Come to my screen for Meta right now.
No.
It was just at zeros.
So what was the closing?
I didn't see what Meta closed
Shoot.
at.
Oh, goodness.
We'll get a 401 print. Oh, hold on a second here. Let me just see this. Don't go. No, I don't need it. I'm going to find it right now. I'm going to scroll down. Here it is right now. 61s was the close. So 272.61. So I think that would be red because right now we're printing 68s or whatever, and it's showing there it is. So let's see what this next print is and what this does for Meta. So 68. Well, we could just see what was the close the other day. That's all we got to find out if it was red or green. But we'll find that out for you and go to Brendan. Not leave
I
him
think
hanging
it's
here.
exactly flat.
Is it exactly flat? Did Meta
60 is 60.
Oh, I'm going to find it. Let's go to Brandon and then we'll come back.
Just confirming, guys, 6 straight weeks in a row here for the NASDAQ anyways. Positive 6 in a row across the board. That's how today wrapped up. 3.43 for the Russell 2000 leading the way. Most of the day, some financials really showing a lot of strength, especially into the close there as well. We'll keep that in mind for Monday. 2% for the Dow, 1.45 for the S&P. Yeah, 1.07 for the composite, 0.73 there for the NASDAQ. 6 weeks in a row, guys.
Like Brad was yelling, look at Yahoo Finance. Meta closed exactly flat.
Go to his screen.
So come to my screen. The poll ended up 54% red, 46% green, and neither one of us was correct. It looks like, it's like the house, right? It's like in roulette. They win. I mean, that's why.
The brokers win. They
Team Up
get your
Zero,
commissions.
They get the commission. They always win.
I had 14
They
fills
took the
today.
rake.
Yep.
They took the rake, baby.
Yep. House wins. House wins.
Who's that?
That's
that?
Sharif's chair. So now everybody knows that he's out of here. He's been out of here for a while, so shout out to Sharif. I did
the
want to
gym.
say something. I don't remember what it was anymore, but that's
gym.
okay. Okay, so yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Apple just now, new all-time high closing price.
Oh, closing price, right.
Yeah, because the day that it made up to 183, it fell off that day. just like that always happens.
Right,
The
because
minute
it
a
hit,
stock,
it hit the trillion, 3 trillion, and then it turned. Yeah.
so yeah, there it is, closing at the very highest point ever for Apple. So now basically 181. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to look at where Apple closed as we have all this drama there. But interesting, there, Brendan? I mean, I didn't think. Who predicted that a lot of these tech names would be at all-time highs
Unreal.
halfway through the year? I mean, considering what we were doing last year. I mean, I remember yelling to Prad, buy Microsoft 230.
$100 in the money.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome, dude.
Pratt,
on
no one
that.
heard that, but Pratt is $100 in the money.
Remember the
Yeah,
phrase
so
dollar cost average. Just
$100 in the money.
Just constantly be buying quality stocks in the market, and you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Yep. Okay. Let's go. I got to get out of here, so I don't have much time to spend on all this. But it's been a good one. There were any plans this weekend? I don't even know what mine are. I'm looking
What
at
is
the
it?
calendar right now as we speak.
My daughter has dance on Saturday,
Oh, yeah,
so
well.
Sunday, Saturday. We're taking it easy because my wife had that procedure on Monday, so we're probably not doing too much or anything. But
Okay.
we're going. It's just dance on Sunday, really. You're probably more busy than I am.
Yeah, we got hockey tryouts tomorrow. We got hockey on, and I'm trying to see my parents this weekend as well.
Oh, yeah, I
we
gotta
got
see my
that barbecue all going up there, so we're gonna have a good time there. Brenda, what up with you?
I think it's supposed to rain, actually. I was just trying to double check that. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I was actually going to go golfing, Sean, but I don't know if that's happening.
Okay. Well, hopefully it holds out for your. The good thing is it's getting cooler at least, so
Definitely.
that should hold out good for golf. Yeah, I'm trying to go at
barbecue
some
weather.
point as well. I got to just find some time to do that. All right, it's 4:05. We got to get out of here. So thank you to everybody for joining today. Thank you for hitting the like. Thank you for hitting the subscribe. Big shout out to everybody that's been helping us, man. Fabian Alfredo, Mark today, Prad today, Bears versus Bulls. Thank you so much. Thanks to Brendan as well. Thanks Sharif, Max, everybody, the whole team here at Trader TV Live.
Obi this week too.
Who?
We had some Obi.
Obi this week, yeah. Thanks to everybody this week. Thanks to Obi this week and everybody else that's stepped through and helped us out. But we wouldn't be able to do this without our viewers. So big shout out to everybody out there. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and we'll join you back here at 8:30 on Monday. So from everybody here, let's go over there. There they all are. That reminds me, there's even someone else sitting there. That reminds me of, how many traders does it take to screw in a light bulb? It's like, how many hands does it take to run that board? But thank you so much.
Everyone's there at the close to
to
chill.
everybody. Yeah, make sure everything goes right, and we want to thank you to everybody. But all right, so for everybody here and for our production team over there, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you here tomorrow, Monday.
Also
Ciao,
Monday.
everybody.
Hola.